Hey. Oh my goodness, y'all. It's been an interesting first month of 2025, and oh my gosh. We're we're going to see so much more picking up. I've already been telling y'all all gas, no brakes from here on out. And welcome to Allegedly Wednesdays, where all things said are alleged, allegedly. All commentary, all readings, everything you see tonight is alleged. Allegedly. And I got bald head fingertips, y'all. Hey, Kenya. Hey, internet celebrity. How are you this evening? Hey, Tarot Destiny. JD Marja. That's a new one. How are you? Hey, Bostress. Always tapping in with me from Memphis. Hey, Taryn. Said, I've been waiting for this live since Super Bowl Sunday. Y'all, didn't I tell y'all that people were going to be on pins and needles waiting to see what Kendrick was going to say? They were going to be afraid of his commentary. Hey, Komika. Hey, Scarlett. Hey, Nita. Hey, Tanisha. I want to make sure I'm not leaving anybody out. Y'all, that whole time that man performed, people were on pins and needles because his whole entire show was built on political wokeness. And it was all wrapped up in diss tracks. Oh Lord, as you can see, the bots have shown up in full attendance. Welcome, bots and trolls. Hey, Kay Holiday. One way you really put up the praying hands after that. Lord have mercy. Hey, Queen Gigi. Hey, Aja. You said it with the president's in attendance. Baby, with Samuel L. Jackson playing Uncle Sam. And from what I heard, Trump was definitely in his feels, honey. He did not appreciate the commentary at all. Who do y'all think that's going to fall back on? Oh, look at little One Way. You have nothing else better to do with your life. For Albina, I've never seen you before, but how are you, love? Hey, Sequence. Honey, they ain't gonna mess with Samuel L. Jackson, but I'm telling you, folks, it's real tight in the britches. You got to think about who pushed and fought for Kendrick to be on this show. Who put him on this show? That's who's gonna face this heat. Thank you, Vintage Peristyle Anna. Said I've seen I've seen those eyebrows before on the shelf of Target. That's really cute, Alexa. Oh well, welcome from Nigeria. Yeah, Camel's the one who fought for him to get on this show. So you know, most definitely, they're going to be riding his back. Now I want y'all to think about this. 45, 47. That's what I'm gonna call him. You might as well play that in the lottery because he was the 45th president and the 47th. 45, 47 was already hot as fish grease on Saturday night. He already put the picture out with him and Busby. He already let it be known anything that Busby wants and needs, it is done. That's what that picture going out was an alliance of. So for him to come to the Super Bowl, the president to come to the Super Bowl and not like the political commentary and you put this person on the stage, he already was feeling some type of way. He said, and the Trumpets was already mad at Bay for that stunt that she pulled during the campaigns with him. Oh, that's funny. You call them the Trumpets. I had to reread that for that. Yeah, for that stunt she pulled on the campaign with him using her music. Yes. Oh, greetings from Poland. Hey, how are you? Why, thank you for the compliment. Happy B-Day to you. Trying to read the font of your name. What's that? In Bones? I mean, you could say he's a people president, but you got to remember, he was a socialite. That's kind of weird to say for a man, but he was a socialite long before he ever became a president. He was always, where the party was. So I'm not surprised that he would be at Super Bowl because he always was out and about and always, in the mix. So that's not a shock to me that he came. Thank you, Deborah Walker. Hey, Tanja. Okay, Deborah Walker, we gonna get you out of here because what you not gonna do is troll me and say hi 75 times. I seen you the first time. Hey, Empress Fee. Thank you, Max Aurelia Saturn. Say happy the hit ain't gonna go on Kendrick because that would have been a lot. No, I'm not. Now listen, I'm not gonna say nothing's going to hit Kendrick. I want y'all to understand that when Lauryn Hill went to the Grammys, as woke and as conscious as she was, as iconic as that album still is to this day, she won those 5 Grammys and caught hell the whole year after she won those 5 Grammys. They came for her talking about her production, her writing. She didn't produce this, she didn't do that. They drug her through court. That album to this day is still one of the best R&B hip hop albums of all time to this day. You could put that album on from beginning to end and it will still touch you to this day. But because it touched a nerve, it woke people up, it got people in a certain energy. Some people don't like that. They don't like that healing vibration. They don't like that healing energy. Toni Braxton's still around, sweetheart. She's just not as popular as she used to be. Yeah, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, that was definitely a great album. Man, I to this day, like any of you that have gotten private readings with me, a lot of y'all know that I channel music. And I'll have to stop everything I'm doing to get those lyrics and see what the message is rather in those lyrics. I can't do that on here, of course, because they'll get the flag in me if lyrics come and I start rapping and singing them on here. But like that album took you on a journey to me through adulthood, through womanhood. It took you through self-realization, through maturing into womanhood. It took you into a journey of self-love. So when you touch the pulse of people in that type of way, no matter who you are. You have an opposition regardless because you're healing people with your art. Think about all the people that came for Tupac. Tupac is unofficially everybody's cousin at this point. I've never seen so many people in tears over somebody when they passed away. Y'all, I thought somebody from my neighborhood had died. The police, the owner of the gas station, the neighborhood pharmaceutical dealers, okay? Everybody was at the gas station crying. And in that moment, nobody was different. That means a lot when you can reach people across the gambit like that. Hey, Millie the Mystic, how are you, beautiful? Hot tamale, hey, honey. So, Angel, did you see the video going around of the white lady with the voodoo doll sticking pins in it? Yes, I seen that. I don't know why y'all surprised. They were down in the NOLA. Do y'all understand the spiritual energy of Louisiana? Y'all was really shocked? That didn't shock me, not one bit. Now, what's going to shock her? Since she want to play around with dolls out in public and she want to be funny and want to be slick, those spirits are going to come back to her for a payment. And when they come back to her to return that energy back to her, if somebody wasn't already doing it in that stadium, because it don't take much down there in a place where everybody is so spiritually attuned, it don't take much. When they send that energy back to her, her suffering will not be televised. I'll just say that. Because see, what you put out comes back tenfold. You can send that to somebody, but when it comes back to you, it comes back 10 times harder than you sent it out. You can't send energy to anyone, good, bad, and indifferent, and not expect to receive it back. So she thought that was cute. She thought that was funny. That just lit up her night. Oh, I went viral. You see, look, they lost. That's real cute. That's real cute, sweetheart. But I'm also here to tell you, due to your ethnic background, you're practicing something that does not align with your lineage. And for those of you that have been with me for a while, you know I tell you the importance of spiritual and ethnic lineage, especially when it comes to people doing spiritual work. You cannot get out here and just decide you just gonna willy-nilly just work with whomever or whatever just because you want to, just because you brought an offering, just because you set up a cute little table and called it an altar. That's not how that works. See, that man may be of mixed heritage. He could be a half-breed. But that spirit that you evoked to touch him is more inclined to help him than it is to help you. So whatever little stuff she caught herself doing, they entertained you in the moment, Miss Ma'am. But when they come back and slap your ass down, it will be no one there to help you. And see, this is where your own ancestors can back up and leave you be. And now you don't have any help in the spirit realm or here in the physical. Because you had no right to trespass against that man. Man did absolutely nothing to you. But people will find out sooner than later, y'all. They will. Because that veil that I tell y'all about spiritually, the veil is getting thinner and thinner every day. You're going to see more things in the next few years that are going to come to pass that are going to show you just how real the spirit realm is. Okay, I know this is a troll messing with me, but let me see. Said, if you could go back to your 18-year-old self. Oh, thank you. Hold on, I'm going to come back to you because you're trolling anyway. Thank you, it's Trisha. Hi, beautiful. I greatly appreciate you. Guys, send that back to her tenfold. You said, if you could go back to your 18-year-old self and tell them who you've become and how your life has turned out, what advice would you give to your 18-year-old self? That sounds like one of those high school graduation questions, but I'll oblige. I would tell my 18-year-old self, believe more in yourself and that you can't help everybody. You can't carry everybody. And don't be afraid to cut the dead weight. Let it go. Everybody's not meant to go to the top with you. They never were. There you go, troll. Stan the Man, did you ask me for permission to come on my feed and advertise a performance? I've never seen you perform. I don't know if your performances are heat. They could be trash. You need to ask people before you come in their chat to advertise things. I'm pretty laid back and chill, but you don't even come in here and talk to me. So it's house rules. At least get comfortable, kick your shoes off, have fun in the chat first before you get to sharing things in people's chat, tagging yourself. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Robert Lawrence. Oh, Bostress, I'm glad that could help you. So did I like the halftime show? Um, I I think the halftime show was too based on GMX. That's for me. It was too much of it was geared towards the energy between Kendrick and Drake versus Kendrick as a great MC. There's plenty of other songs that Kendrick has that are absolutely astounding. Songs that are, huge for his catalog. I wish he could have performed more than, more of those. It's like the whole entire show. It was, I got the message. I mean, I got where he was telling Americans to wake up and all of that. I got all of that. Um, it just felt like it became too centered around the energy between him and Drake. And it was overkill at that point because we are already tired of Not Like Us. Not Like Us is like a cat with 9 lives. It's already died 7 times already. Thanks to Drake, it keeps getting new wings. If Drake would leave this alone, it would have already been over like 6, 7 months ago. Would you say? I said, I agree. I appreciate he did Euphoria, though. I thought it wasn't. Oh, I said I appreciate he did Euphoria, though. I wasn't expecting that. So do you remember years back when a white girl who tried to summon Papa Leg? But yes, baby, I didn't even want to go off and talk about that. But since you brought that up, Aja, I'm actually glad that you mentioned that. Um, because here's the thing. Did she actually get Papa Legba or did she get one of the barons? Because Papa Legba, just like the devil, is a trickster spirit. His job is to test you to make sure that you have studied to show yourself approved. If you pass the test, then Papa Legba will help you and honor you. But once again, Papa Legba is a spirit of African descent. You, as a white woman, cannot go to a spirit of African descent to ask that spirit, to make a request of that spirit to destroy a person of African descent. Because if there's anybody in that person's bloodline who has ever been of service to Papa Legba, anybody that he favors that is in that bloodline, he's going to honor them and their request over yours. Now, this is something I never understood, y'all. How many of y'all know that there is a white Lua? I never understood this for white people that want to try to practice voodoo and things of this nature, which voodoo is a very closed, sacred religion for those who practice it. I want y'all to understand that. Hoodoo and voodoo is not something you just pick up off the street. It's usually passed down through bloodlines because the information is that sacred. Not just anybody can just pick up and practice. You have to be approved to study. Like, people don't even allow their family members to study with people outside of the bloodline because of how dangerous it could be. Because they could harness your energy and you wouldn't even know because you're still learning. So he just wanted to embarrass Drake even more, and Euphoria was better. Say, right message received. I wanted to hear more of my faves. Said, I wish he would have performed more of his greatest hits too, but I can't deny that the production and the choreography was fire. So I don't recall the whole story, what happened with this young lady and Papa Legba. Okay, so Vintage Dow, Paris, I said that all messed up. You know I'm talking to you. So what happened was, there was a white young lady who dated a black woman. The black woman broke up with her. She got in her feelings. She went on, I want to say, hey, member, let's see who is this. Hey, Megan. Y'all got some new stuff coming up too. So she got upset. She got mad enough to where she decided she was going to go into spiritual groups on Facebook, and she was going to look up different information to hex and curse the girlfriend for breaking up with her because she broke her little pitiful heart, right? Okay. So she's in these chats. People are warning her. They're telling her not to do so. Now, melanated people, of course, but they're telling her not to do so. Like, you're not clear to work in the arts. You shouldn't do that. There's a karmic balance. This could backfire. They're telling her everything that would stop her. Well, correction, that should have stopped her from doing this. But she was hell bent. She was mad. And she was going to do what she wanted to do. Now, mind you, I don't think a lot of people know this, but the white lady who decided to do this, she had just had a baby. Her baby was only 5 months old. So sadly, her child was left motherless. But she calls up who she thought was Papa Legba, right? And she started to have dreams, more like nightmares, where, she didn't know what to do. She started, to contact the people who were in the I want to say the spiritual group on Facebook, talking about how she had contacted Papa Legba, but she was scared. She talked about how Papa Legba could have possibly wanted to harm her, all those types of things. And people were telling her, it sounds like you may have contacted a baron. So I want to say within 24 hours of her going on Facebook to tell everybody her concerns about what she had spiritually done and what she thought was happening due to her dreams and whatnot, she was found unalived in the bathtub. So for all of you who understand, spirituality, water is a portal. Okay? Just like mirrors, any reflective surface can be used as a portal. It can be used for scrying. It can be used for casting things out and evoking things and bringing things across. Well, looks like when she waded down in that water, aka got in that bath, probably was trying to take a spiritual bath because she wanted to cleanse that energy off of her. That Baron came out that water and collected her soul, snatched her just like that. Now we can't prove that. This is all alleged because it's, you would have to know metaphysical sciences and be able to prove that kind of stuff. So it's alleged. But 24 hours before she was found in that tub, she kept telling people that Papa Legba was coming to her in dreams. He was angry with her. He wanted to hurt her, and everybody started telling her that she actually contacted a baron. So yeah, I looked at that whole story, and it's like, first thing first, people want to leave, let them go. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how bad your feelings were hurt in those 10 minutes. They want to go, let them go, right? That's first. Second, you, like I said before, you as a white woman, you're trying to evoke a negative spirit to harm a person of color, a African person. That was never a good idea. That's two. Three, why don't white people who work in these types of spiritual realms, if you're already going to be doing something like this and you haven't gotten permission to contact these spirits, why are you not dealing with the only white spirit that is in voodoo, Mamet Brigitte? Ah, sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, it's like, why aren't you not dealing with Mamet Brigitte? She's actually a spirit of a white woman who was brought into like chattel slavery through, I want to say, Ireland, and she's attached to the Fae. So if you were going to use anybody, why didn't you try to use her? You went straight to the crossroads to Papa Legba, where you were going to be quizzed to make sure that you were approved to even request what you were asking for, failed the test, and sacrificed yourself. Oh yeah, magic definitely can go wrong so fast. You say even in South Africa, Angel. Oh, I got somebody tapping in from South Africa. Thank you. Yeah, I never even understood that. It's like, well, why would you put yourself in that predicament? Why not just let the girl go? Um, Fake LeBron James. I got a big forehead and I'm still cute. What you look like? What you look like? I see you don't have a picture of. You was probably one of them little booger eating kids. Oh, why you stop trolling me, LeBron James Jr.? Fake LeBron James. You can't make me ashamed of having a big forehead. Oh, shout out to you, South Africa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So how do you even get permission to work with entities like this? First thing first, like I said in the first place, voodoo, hoodoo, things of this nature, they are very sacred. They are very closed off. They are usually things that are passed down through lineage, through bloodlines. A lot of times they're passed down through bloodlines due to bloodline gifts as well, and alliances spiritually from one bloodline to the next. That's first. Second, if those spirits want to communicate with you, let's keep that very, very clear. Because I'm not a voodoo practitioner. I'm born of a family that is from hoodoo, rather. Okay? That's not what I do. But Like I said, I'm born of a bloodline straight out of Louisiana and Mississippi. I'm literally born in the hoodoo belt line. If anyone graces you with learning, you need to pray before you even allow anyone to teach you anything, just to make sure that you don't sacrifice yourself spiritually, because all sacrifices start in the spirit realm and then work their way into the 3D where we live. If those spirits want to work with you, they usually contact you. They introduce themselves to you first because they find you worthy. So please do not get on the internet just looking up favorite colors and, well, what candle do I bring? How do I just set up my altar so that you can come and work with me? Because that does not give you permission to work with those spirits. It's actually rather disrespectful that you think that you can approach those spirits without actually having, you know, um, the bloodline gifts or permission to approach those spirits, because everything is very, very, very protected. Said, would you do an informational spiritual class? It's called my membership every Thursday. That's all we talk about is spiritual learning and things of that nature. We don't get off into the celebrity stuff, the salacious stuff, any of that stuff in membership. Everything that we're talking about right now, we go fully in depth. So yeah, but you know, um, and then that's another thing. People put up altars, and they just think that, oh well, this, I like the traits of this one, I like the traits of that one. This is nice. I can get that one to do this. I can get that one to do that. And then next thing you know, you started a civil war in your home spiritually that manifests physically because you put entities on a table that don't even like each other, because a lot of those entities do not get along. So now your whole house is flipped upside down because you messed around with something without having proper knowledge. Said it was centered around GNX because it was his first project. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you, love. Said, I look forward to the light and knowledge you bring every week, and apparently so do your club trolls. Oh my gosh. Okay, you said it was centered around GNX because it was his first project on PG Land label. Got it. I still think it was too much. It was too much centered around one project. He has some really, really, really great music long before he did this project, and this kind of reduced him. Like I felt like this was an opportunity for him to open his catalog up to the people that only started following him, the Johnny Come Latelys that came with the rap battle. Because a lot of those people don't know his catalog. They don't know anything about his actual music. West Cruz, what you calling? You calling La Migro on me? Ah, damn, West, that's messed up. Said, I like to ask this spiritually go anywhere in the future. Oh, you going back and forth with Gigi about being from the future. Got it. You said, for us, an altar belongs to the family. Thank you for enlightening everyone on that, because I can't say it enough. A lot of this is bloodline affiliated, and it's passed down through generations. It takes decades to learn a lot of that stuff. That's why it's taught very, very young, and you're usually chosen, and they work with you very closely to teach you these things. If you're going on the internet to, pick up little razzle dazzle recipes for stuff that you can do, and I'm gonna sprinkle a little glitter on these candles and put a little oil, you're already lost, because it's so much more than that to this. Because at the end of the day, the biggest part of any type of spiritual practice, whether you are a Christian, no matter who you are, is the faith and the energy, the intent that you put into your meditations, your prayers. That's why they say faith without, works is dead, because you do have to manifest through believing. You have to have faith that it will happen, and then it will actually manifest and come into the reality that we know it in the 3D. But yeah, people treat religious practices in this country like they're, I don't even know how to describe it. It's disrespectful. Like, people feel like it's like Party City or something. Like, I could just go and just pick this off the shelf, and this week we'll do this, and then I'll go over there and I'll get this, and then I'll make my own religion, and I'll put this over here and this over here, and I'll get this from Asia, I'll get this from Africa, I'll get this from South America, and I'll put all of this stuff together on an altar in my house. Until that ends up having you real messed up, because you put together some things you had no idea whatsoever. You had no idea whatsoever what you were doing. You said Serena was out of line. Um, I don't think so. Not when a man has purposely been disrespecting her and her husband. Now, you may not have liked her crip walking, but you got to remember, she's from Compton. That's a part of the culture where she grew up in Compton. Drake has disrespected her husband religiously for years. Made fun of her, talked about her bleaching her skin, all type of stuff. See, y'all got to look at the bigger picture. Y'all got to look at the bigger picture. Her husband ain't the type of guy that's going to run down and ruffle Drake's collar, and really, Drake ain't going to do nothing but pee on himself like he's done before. So, to me, it's like one good turn deserves another. You disrespected that woman's husband every chance you got because she moved on. I don't mind her crip walking on the grave of his career. Leave her and her husband alone. Drake is the loneliest, most miserable playboy in the whole entire world. He always messing with somebody that's in a relationship while trying to show the world that he doesn't want a relationship. Which one is it, Aubrey? Do you just want to be loved? Do you want somebody to hug you and put your head down in the titties and just let you know it's going to be okay? Or do you want to be out here and spread yourself around? You can't be mad at people for finding their partner and being happy. Most of these people that moved on to be with somebody else moved on because you didn't meet whatever the cut was. You didn't measure up. You thought that money was enough to buy your way out of being corny. And it's not. I can hear popcorn popping every time they say your name. And being corny, that's not even a big deal. It's not. It's safer to be with the corny dude than it is to be with the one that's always out here in trouble. But it's some sucker shit, really, that you keep messing with people's relationships and disrespecting people every time you don't get your way. Said he also posted Lucian Grange's daughter-in-law, Sophia Richie, on his Finsta. Mind you, she's Lionel Richie's daughter. That man don't care. He's always Pay attention to Drake. Every time Drake gets mad at somebody, he always goes after their girlfriend or their wife. Every single time. He got mad at what was it? Rihanna. What did he do? He went after ASAP Rocky. That woman turned you down years ago. You've been playing yourself all this time. You real tender in the midsection region. And every time you get turned down for being goofy, for being weird, for being corny, you want to strike back Revenge of the Nerds. She should have crip walked right in front of you. You said it's not about being corny, Aubrey is goofy. Money grip, I agree. I agree. Said Drake is a serial cheater and corny to top it off. Them women were bound to leave at one point. Well, see, here's the thing that a lot of people don't want to talk about. But I ain't never been worried about a lot of people. When you have folks that are serial cheaters like that, whether it's a woman or a man, it doesn't matter. Most of the time, people like that keep folks on rotation because they know they're going to disappoint. Their self-esteem is so messed up that they would rather have a lot of them and get rid of them first than to keep one person and be vulnerable enough to have that person see the real them and not accept them. That's why he always lash out at people that's in love and happy, or at least appear to be happy, because that's what he really wants. Said my parents says Santa weren't real. Who eats the cookies then? You know what? It's the trolls for the win. You said he needs to stop the not the goofology and go back to doing music. I agree. I agree. And it's sad because it's like you're the lover boy of music, right? That means women are always going to flock to the feel good music. They always want to go to where the party is, to, what feels, sexy, right? Men are always going to go where the women are. So as long as he has the women as fans, he's going to always make money. But all this crying and falling out and doing the most and they don't like me, I want to sue. That's like birth control. It dries up the cookies, okay? No woman wants to sit with a man that's going to sit up and cry like that. Selfless queen. You said those people unalived their sister. Um, you can't blame that on the whole organization because you got to understand there's different fractions, there's different sections, and a lot of those sections they don't all get along with each other. I get where you coming from, but if you're trying to put this on Crip Nation as a whole, that's gonna fall short because all the Crip sets don't even get along with all the Crip sets. You got to know which set actually did it. You said money don't unlame you. I agree. Said Drake is a part of the is part black and part Jew. The Jew side basically came out and he moved around real goofy. You know what? I find that to be crazy because he's got the biggest, largest boost of any artist in the history of hip hop because of his lineage. And he's wasting it right now because he's being a whole Karen. Dude, you incited a rap battle. You started this. You even antagonized this man, you and your fans. Oh, it's been 2 weeks. We ain't heard nothing. And then when he drops back to back to back, and you don't want to play no more. You can't swing on somebody and then try to tell them how they're supposed to fight you back. You lost fair and square. Let it go. Go back to the type of music that you create, make money, tour, live good. Nothing else to talk about. Said respected Serena more when she paid him dust and let him be corny by himself. I mean, I feel where all of you are coming from, but I'm not gonna judge her for crip walking at Super Bowl. That man, let me tell y'all something, okay? I don't know where all of y'all from, but from where I come from, how I was raised, you ain't gonna keep slapping me and making me turn the other cheek, okay? How many times have they ignored this man and he just kept disrespecting them, kept picking on them, kept starting shit? He did that because it went unchecked. He's been messing with people for a long time because he's been running off of clout and influence, and this is why he's been going unchecked. For the times that people have caught Drake off guard and wrinkled his collar, if y'all know what I mean, he bitched up every time. So how can you go around harassing people's significant others and people just keep paying you dust? Absolutely not. You're not going to keep talking and keep talking and keep talking. Now, her husband, he's not confrontational. But how many times is he supposed to get disrespected before somebody finally put Drake in his place? Drake ain't never stood 10 toes down for not one of his damn girlfriends, his baby mamas, or his mother. You don't even see him stand up for no woman in his life, but he's coming for women that belong to other people. That's sucker shit to me. He said that's why he talks to the minors, because they don't know better yet. That could be true, allegedly. Johnson, do you have a Cash App? Yes, I do, Johnson. It's the same name as the show. It's the $ and Angel Kisses the Oracle. Thank you in advance. Hey, Unique Melanie said, good evening. I just heard that he sued the network demanding his character, Jimmy, be healed from the wheelchair for season 6 of Degrassi. I'm going to take that as a joke. I'm going to take that as a joke because don't nobody give a damn about wheelchair Jimmy, and he about to put his career in the wheelchair where wheelchair Jimmy used to be. So I wonder how Drake's relationship with his mom is. I think that he definitely has some unresolved wounds that result in disdain for women. That's interesting. Said it's like he has all the money and still unhappy, and that's why everyone should know that money don't make you happy. It doesn't. It actually brings a new type of enemy. Said Drake has an album coming with Party Next Door on Friday, I think, and no promotion that I've seen. I haven't seen any promotion with the album either. Him and Party Next Door, they'll probably do a really good album. It's just will people feel it? You got to realize he just pissed off all of the streamers. So how many top-notch streamers are going to listen to that project and stream positively about it? He didn't sue the streamers, but he added their names to his lawsuit. They're not messing with him. Let's see, you said, or it stems from issues with his dad walking out on him and his mom, which he might blame his mom for, and it takes it out on other women. That's interesting, Taryn. That's interesting. Thank you, Roblox Nerd. Said there's no way that he's going to win that battle. Stick to the melodies. But listen, that's what happens when you have yes men around you that just, yeah, you could do anything. Go to the top of the Empire State Building and drop off. I guarantee you, wings will develop out of your back and you can fly. That's how all the birds love to fly. That's how they learn. Go try it. You need somebody around you that's going to be honest enough to tell you, no, that ain't a good look. I don't think you should do that. You said Drake is not a victim. Oh, somebody told me I'm sugar. Okay. You said don't forget to add Nikki. Yeah, he played in her husband face a lot too. So I could never judge Serena for what she was doing to Drake because I do worse. I'd be happily in every K dot video if it was me. I wouldn't do the dog that way. I'd do the Drake. Oh Lord. So the reason the NFL apologized is because the facts were right in the face. The NFL is not really concerned with apologizing, y'all. They just want to look politically correct because people are finally getting to the point that they're letting the Kaepernick thing go. If they did not want him to perform that song, they would have let him know that you can't perform this song. They gave him the stipulations on the things that he could not say while performing that song, and that's why the song was adapted. Can you do a reading on if Drake influenced Kai Cenat to lie about Kendrick having a crowd noise behind the track during the Super Bowl? Um, that's interesting. I mean, let's be honest. If you know about television production, okay, there is no such thing as a show, even if it is a live broadcast, as long as they have an engineer engineering the sound. And I'm giving y'all background information from my old life, what I used to do, all of that. I don't care if it is a live telecast, as long as they have a engineer, they can always add in applause, cheers, and things of that nature without having to remaster the show later. It's lined up in the boards however they want to cue it in the show because it is a production. Um, what they could not deny, okay, no matter what could not be denied is when it got to certain parts of Kendrick's performance, that crowd with A minor and the way they reacted to him actually dropping Not Like Us, that was not on the track. That was the crowd. Said, I'm starting to think Drake has a death wish or something because he posted Lucian Grange's daughter-in-law on his fake IG page. Um, yeah, he is a weirdo for that for sure. And he's playing with the wrong person. Lucian, whether he's a older man or not, Lucian is what you would consider a real OG, okay? The real gangsters wear suits. People think that folks are gangster out here on the street because they'll let you know what they'll do to you. The real gangsters are in very well made, tapered, tailored suits. They go to board meetings, and you'll never ever know if somebody touched you because of them. He said, don't they have crowd mics, especially at Super Bowl? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Said most of the audience was white people. I think they probably didn't know the lyrics to Kendrick's G and X songs, but I don't know. Um, Believe it or not, 80% of hip hop is actually purchased by young white people. Now, I will say most of the people, because Kendrick is like he's gold to people who listen to actual hip hop. But if you're a rap person, okay, because a lot of people don't know it's a difference between rap and hip hop. If you're a person who listens to rap, Kendrick is someone that you may not even hear like that. You may not know his catalog because he's only had a couple songs on the radio, but he's had a very long, successful career. So I could see where, you know, for pop culture purposes, the crowd may not be aware of what's going on GNX, because GNX was, that was an album created for the hip hop heads. That wasn't created for mainstream. So I don't think he lied about that, because watching it live, I didn't hear the audience interacting until those two words. Kai said he was there. Yeah, I don't think, yeah, y'all gotta understand, is as much as Kai loves Nicki and appreciates Nicki, he's not going to step on anybody's toes that is going to benefit Nicki. Nor is he going to get too close to anybody who has caused issues with Nicki. Drake has played in Nicki's face all 2024. So he's not going to be the person that's in Kai Cenat's ear. Not publicly, anyway. You said, I don't agree. I think the audience that the SB brings in person, I'm sure very well off people would have known his music like that. Um, Not from the GNX album. They would have known his earlier work. Yes, gangsters are quiet. Absolutely. Let me start pulling some cards. Y'all, my trolls, some of them are actually funny. You're the reason double doors were invented. Oh my gosh. So Kai was just partying with Cardi. He's a streamer, y'all. He don't just work for Nicki. He supports Nicki. His job, listen, okay? I want y'all to listen. I want y'all to understand how important the streamer is to artists nowadays. Do y'all understand how much publicity Cardi B needs right now, and she doesn't have enough? Nobody is really anticipating this album to drop. Even Barty Gang is kind of, that man gets paid for his influence, because when he speaks, he's like E.F. Hutton. The young people listen. Cardi better go and sleep over there while he doing the stream, because who else is gonna help her get this album out? It said outside of the actual stadium, it seems like people were having a blast just watching the halftime show. From videos I've seen, oh yeah, the NOLA gonna turn up. I don't have a girlfriend. What type of shit is that to say? Your girlfriend probably looks like my grandma. I don't have a girlfriend. So Kai has a lot of influence, right? Thank you, Linda Lewis. Said Toot It Up was, listen, Toot It Up, they thought that they were gonna have lightning strike twice, and it just did not. It didn't do anything. Uh Sheikah Myers, I'm gonna send you back to the street, because you playing with somebody that will grab you by the collar and slam you all the way up under your car. Don't come on here playing with me like that. Thank you. We're yeah, Megan. You probably won't hear much about that song with her and Party. Unfortunately, it didn't do well. I don't even think it's gonna chart. Thank you, Princess Live. So why would she collab with Party? Because they've already had a successful song together. This is the second song that she's done with him. So, I mean, that's her friend. Like they've been friends for years. And he's been writing for her. So why not do a favor for the person that writes for you? It's just that people have gotten to the point where they're just kind of bored. Well, hello, Big Fred. Said I like her other song with Party, but this one is trash. You know what I thought was interesting, y'all? Cash Doll dropped a song with a video called Jump. And it is the exact same sample. The exact same sample. Half the video she was pregnant, the other half she finished it after she had the baby. Y'all, I laughed so hard when I heard Party Song because when I heard that sample, it instantly made me think of Cash Doll song Jump. And I don't know how many of y'all know this, but Party used to date Cash Doll. Before he got with Megan, he dated Cash Doll. So I thought that was real strange. I said, why would he pick something this close? I mean, y'all, I don't even want to play it and get, flagged or whatnot. But it literally is the same loop, the same sample. You said Jump is that girl. Yeah, the video Cash was pregnant. Like she had shot it in the summer. Half of it was shot up here in Detroit, and then the rest she shot after she had the baby. Um, so for me, it was just like this song just came out a couple months ago. Like, what are we doing? Said Cash Doll is majorly slept on. I actually, and I don't really mess around with watching too much over there on Club Shay Shay, but I liked her interview on Club Shay Shay, and I liked that she did something that nobody else has done. She actually started to show off with the performance and then followed it with an interview. I thought that was dope. You said they said that song was at least 8 years old. I wouldn't be surprised, but here's the thing. If it's about 8 years old and it sounds like something that just came out from somebody else, it's not worth using. Joshua, escort yourself to the street. Why are you here? Said 12 faces need to get it together. I think she missed her window. She did. She missed her window. And now that she's taken so much time off, people just don't care anymore. Say, pay attention to rap flies, been on mute. Oh, yes, so the rap, damn, the rap girls been on mute. Yeah. So I'm going to go back to some of the stuff that y'all said earlier. Hold on. Let me station here. Where you at? Where you at? We'll go ahead and start station head. Hey y'all, hey, it's allegedly Wednesdays where all things said are alleged, allegedly. Who 2025 is coming through like Starkeisha, y'all. She bopping everybody upside the head, taking no names, and getting everybody together. So, you said her star power in general is off. Yeah, I agree. We're going to tap into, hey, my Barbie babe, how are you? We're going to tap into the energy around how Lucian Grange feels about Drake playing with his daughter-in-law. Not the Starkeisha, no. Hey, Fatima. Hey, Queen Fatima. Hey, Veronica. So, y'all, I've already anointed my hands. And I don't know why Drake likes to pick these kind of fights. He's definitely that type of my arms are too short to box with everybody type person. But for some reason, he just has to be that child that runs up on you in windmills and you just hold his forehead and he just don't get to, you know, do too much of nothing. Bobby, I'm more than just a card reader, sweetie. I'm a medium. But welcome to the party. Who? Lucian Grange. Show me the energy around Lucian Grange. How does he feel about Drake showing a picture of his daughter-in-law on his burner page? How does Lucian Grange feel? Whew. Jesus was a mediator. What do you think about him? I think he's absolutely wonderful. Y'all, this is the first time I ever paused getting ready to shuffle some cards. Y'all excuse me in advance because y'all know when I got bald head fingertips, it's hard for me to shuffle. Drake, baby, look at here. You see how this man is controlling the flow of the money that goes in and out of this jar? Ten of Pentacles, one of the largest pentacles in the whole entire deck. This man controls the majority, and I mean the mass majority, of how your money flows and how money flows in and out and throughout the industry. He is literally an artery to how you make money. Like a major artery. Oh, yeah, you should have left this alone. 8 of Cups, walk away, honey. Walk away. This is what you should have did, but this is what you decided to do. You decided to go in a new direction. This is what you should have done. Oh, Lord. Look at this. He's going to cut off the supply to what you need. 5 of Pentacles. You'll be in the dark. You'll be ostracized. Your money will be shorter than ants on their knees. Yeah, UMG is sparing his ass right now. He's lucky that they didn't hit the red button yet. Well, this feels like red button energy. Millie the Mystic, this feels like red button energy. This is like having your palm on the red button, waiting to smash it all the way into the console. It almost gives me the energy that he's trying to decide if he should get the last of what he's owed out of him first, or should he just go ahead and just take the whole entire pie. Like, don't even worry about getting what's left. Just go ahead and cut off everything on him right now. Said, unless Drake trying to get money outside of the music industry, he needs to chill. UMG is involved in a lot of things as far as entertainment, period. So we're talking about if he wants to do movies, he wants to do television. Lucian's hands is not too far from anything that Drake wants to do if it's in the arts. Um, he can't expect anybody to feel sorry for him. He literally did all of this to himself. So it wasn't 50 Cent supposed to be helping Drake get back into acting. He tried until Drake just kept doing the most. And 50 needs his clients. He needs his people who watch him to be able to still follow him. Without his people watching him, he's done. Do I date younger? You are funny, Big Money. I have. So Lucien and his spawn basically own 50% of the music industry. Almost a little bit more than that. Also, Meta, you know, Facebook and IG are now a subsidiary of UMG. So Drake is not going to even be able to have, you know, lead way type energy with his social media. He's going to have to really, really have Twitter fingers. Excuse me. He's going to have those Twitter fingers, because they can go and tap somebody on the shoulder over at Meta, and it's going to be a wrap. I forgot his burner account name. That shows you how invested I am. Thank you, Cat Eyes. I appreciate you. She said, for anybody that wants a reading, for a true reading, you can message me, email me at angelkissestheoracle@gmail.com. $44 for a 30-minute reading, $88 for an hour. Said Nikki's going to watch and mind her business, but knowing her and her good heart, she's probably checking on him. I hope she stops it, because the way that he's treated her over this last year. Thank you. That's the name of his burner page. To everybody that needed to know. Plot twist. There we go. Thank you, ladies. Nikki's going to choose her at this point, because, I mean, Drake's made it more than obvious. Like, she wants to help him, but Drake does not respect her. And one thing about Nikki, if you haven't learned anything else, you can come for her, but do not play with her family. Don't play with her son. Don't play with her husband. And this is where Drake has literally completely messed up with her. Facebook not a subsidiary of UMG. Hold on, Red Dawn, because I don't say nothing I can't prove. Let's look at this together. What does that say? Meta and Universal Music Group announce expanded global. Hold on. And that's from Universal Music Group's page. Expanded Universal Global Agreement. That means they're subsidiaries. They are within the same company now. I don't tell you nothing that I can't show you. So yes, they have inked a new deal. Universal Music and Meta announced a global agreement for an alliance. They are literally under the same umbrella now. Hold on, let me. So Red Dawn won. I hope you saw that, sweetheart, because I don't make stuff up. This ain't the page for that. Said, yeah, UMG made a deal with Spotify that helps them to claim ownership of indie artists who upload on Spotify. And see, here's the interesting thing. You gotta, as an indie artist, if you don't have everything together like you need to, all your ducks in a row, when they cannot give you your numbers because you don't have all your ducks in a row, those numbers still have to be accounted for, and those ghost numbers are broken up amongst the larger artists. Hey, say hey, Miss Zoe. Said, I didn't even know this. Bet I trust your knowledge. All of these corporations connected somehow believe that. Yeah. You said, so that's why UMG stay flagging me and I have to combat them over music that I post, even if it's protected by Meta. Yes. Yep. You said, wow, that's crazy. Aren't there laws in place to prevent companies from becoming monopolies? Um, It's supposed to be, but in 2025, in the land of where no one cares to read laws and rules and regulations, I don't know what we're doing. This is a very interesting game of Jumanji. Okay, you said you said this feel weird. I'm gonna see you on YouTube. Oh, that is too funny. I said Drake can't handle the Nicki hate train era. Yep, there it is. It's technically not a monopoly. Yeah, so it's more like a subsidiary, which there's a parent company, and then they have investments in multiple other arms, like an octopus. Yes, they do have their hands in everything. Absolutely. So now you see what I was just talking about, how he can affect every area that Drake tries to work in if it has to do with anything entertainment based, whether it's acting, whether it's music, whether it's, being a streamer. If it has to go through anything that has to go through these types of channels, it's going to be interrupted some kind of way. Say, LOL, that was me. I feel more connected on here. Oh man, said it's not Warner, it's UMG. It's like the illusion of choice. That was deep. It really is. He said no Degrassi reboot. Honey, I didn't halfway watch it the first time. That was my little sister's show. Let's see. How Lucian. That's a lot of information we got with 3 cards, y'all. So it looks like the gray area is more so Lucian is looking at, the bigger picture, how this is all going to evolve, the big, you know, opportunity that's going to come out of this. He's looking at the how he can gain unilaterally across the board in all facets of this situation. And this is what's so dangerous for Drake because you pissed off a man who has plenty of time and lots of reach. And when I say plenty of time, I'm not saying that Lucian is just sitting around, knitting sweaters. What I mean is plenty of time is he can, pick up a phone just on his lunch break. He can pick up a phone. All it takes is a couple minutes. All it takes is him sending, you hitting the button, emailing somebody, and it's done. Said he already made sure he removed him from the Diddler's lawsuit. Yeah. Said, oops, I see. I mean, I can't help but feel a little bad for Drake. But then I remember all that he's done and I wake up. Y'all are funny. Oh, wow. Yeah, time and resources. Like this is not the type of person that you want to play with. Um, for those of you who have seen the movie Devil's Advocate with Keanu Reeves, remember how Keanu came at um, the character who played the devil? Was it Pacino? How he came at him and he blamed him for everything down the line when things started to fall apart? And he's like, no, I didn't make you do anything. You had a choice. You always had a choice. Like, all of this is like devil's advocate. You signed up and got everything that you wanted out of the devil. And then when it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to, now you want to persecute the same system that gave you everything. What makes you think the person who's responsible for giving you everything? You see how that man is holding on to this glass? He's already controlling the flow of the money that goes into the glass, but he's holding on to the glass, meaning he solely has control over every dime you make going and coming. Why would you play with someone like this? This is like cussing out your significant other knowing that they got all the money for rent. And all you got to do is piss them off and they going to leave with the rent money and you don't have it. Thank you. Said devil's advocate is a great analogy. Um, Drake has got to be the smartest dummy he knows. I promise you. Because it's like, you brought all of this into fruition. The Empress. You birthed this problem. You brought the lawyers, the legal team. You brought all of this into fruition. You created this. Yeah. Because you were obsessed. Now, as you can see, remember, devil's advocate, the people who are bound to the devil, and then you got the independent person here and the hermit. So Drake wants to go independent. He wants to be able to cut off the system and, all of a sudden get out here and make all the money that these people are making out of him or on him or from him on his own, but he did it the wrong way. What he should have done was, took the L, let the time kind of like, roll on. People would have gotten over this. It would have been done. And then go off into doing movies and television and things of that nature and pay off the debt that you have from the money that was given to you for your career. And then you can go out there and do it all on your own. Chubbs ain't tell him this was a bad idea. I can't believe how far this has gone. Ain't nobody who live off of you gonna tell you to stop doing what you're doing. Now, if it's me, I don't mind. Because what you gonna do? Tell me get out? You barely here. Fine, I'll leave. But yeah, it's the way he went about this. He could have went out, became independent, made a ton of money, been in the billionaire's chair. His exit is all wrong. Oh Lord, Taryn, you try to make my cards catch on fire. Y'all, for everybody on station here that can't see this comment on Allegedly Wednesdays, where all things are alleged, allegedly, Taryn asks, were Drake and Lucien ever intimate? Ew. First of all, that is an ugly sight to put in my third eye. I need special rainwater to cleanse all of this. Said his fans will show up for him, but his approach was cringy. Well, he's lost a lot of his fans due to his antics. See, people know that Drake is not a battle rapper. He's been allowed, to be in certain places and spaces as one of the most popular commentators and spectators, but he's not a battle rapper. He's never been a battle rapper. I would never put him in the ring with like a Papoose, even a easy to block captain. Ew. That's another ew. Cassidy, people like that. I would never put him, you know, up against people like that because it's just not his lane. He's more of the party guy. He's the, 1 to 2 note maximum crooner. He can give you that 1 2 note special with singing. He can give you a vibe. And that's cool. That's all people need to feel good is a vibe. Yeah, said I agree. Should have went on vacation and came back with some hits. Yeah, he could have came back, in the spring and dropped a banger and had the club all turned up. Because Not Like Us has died down. People don't care no more. People are tired of hearing it. Now it's your time again. But he keeps reminding people of this song and he keeps pissing people off to the point to where the song keeps trending and it becomes the this song that never ends. Hey, Caribbean Tasha. So, interesting enough, somebody brought up 50 a minute ago, wanting to bring in Drake to be on his network. He wanted to do a project with him. And it could have been very, very successful, but Drake and all his antics and falling out like a baby's kid in the middle of the grocery store because he, lost a battle that he started. How in the world is he supposed to market that? And then outside of marketing it to the people, how is he supposed to face the opposition behind the scenes from the people that will block the funding? Because that's the other part of it. Drake's a part of it. Somebody could possibly behind the scenes make a call and block the funding. Said Drake is better than Kendrick. Oh, you off your rocker, Flair Montana. I don't know how old you are, but you a lie and the truth ain't in you. Drake is not on Kendrick's level as a lyricist, as an MC, as a rapper. Never has been, never will be. But he doesn't have to be. And the reason why he doesn't have to be is because they put that Jew package behind him. And that Jew package made him the biggest rapper in the world. So he didn't have to be a lyricist. He didn't have to be better than Kendrick. Hell, he don't even have to be as good as he pretend to be. He can have ghostwriters the whole rest of his career if he want to. And shout out to the ghostwriters that write for him right here in my city where I'm from, Detroit. Okay? Because I know him. Oops. But because he has that package, well, had, because he's messed that up, he was going to be the biggest global rap star, period. And why do you need more than that? Why do you need more than that? You're at the top. You're taking a nosedive down to prove a point that you can't prove. Flair Montana, your sentences aren't even congealed, so I'm gonna let you cool down because I don't know if you popped a gasket or what. Nobody says put that Kendrick Lamar on dog. That's how I know you're young and you don't listen to hip hop. It's the difference between rap and hip hop. Whoever you're around may not ask to listen to Kendrick Lamar, but that's your group. Kendrick Lamar has literally been the only MC, not just in our generation, but the only MC ever to win a Pulitzer Prize. Drake will never win that because they have to find out who wrote his stuff first so that they can award them. Who said anything about race and rap? Let me go back and see if somebody said something to you. No, baby, you're small-minded because race and rap, you're convoluted at this point. You're talking about two men that both have at least one black parent. Now, me saying he has the Jew package, that's true. His mother is Jewish. In the Jewish community, if you were born of a Jewish woman, you are considered a Jew. Everybody that he is signed to, who has helped to push his career, are of the Jewish community, and they all supported their own person. Doja Cat is of that same community because her mother is a white Jewish woman. Her father is a black South African man. This isn't about race. This is about talent. This is about capability. This is about ability. He didn't have the ability to win that race. You don't compete where you don't compare. Point blank, period. You don't compete where you don't compare. He does not compare to Kendrick when it comes to a rap battle. Now, if you're talking about charting, if you're talking about billboards, that's different because that's the business. But if we're talking about talent, he doesn't even have the talent to be in the same room with Kendrick Lamar, period. And I know white boys that could dust him on the mic, eat him up like good food. So this ain't about race. Says someone said that Drake is mixed, so Kendrick is better. Him being mixed ain't got nothing to do with him being better. J. Cole is mixed. J. Cole is dope. J. Cole being half white don't take away from none of his talent. Drake is not as talented as you want him to be, sweetheart. That's all that is. And I'm not going to oblige you just because you want to, stand on a stack of holy Bibles and fanboy. You can fanboy, you like them, that's cool. But the truth is the truth. Drake is the most popular hip-hop artist in the world. That does not make him good enough to go in the booth and challenge somebody who's a battle rapper when he can't battle rap. You don't compete where you don't compare, and that's just period. You said Teddy A said acknowledging privileges from the different communities Drake come from does not make anyone racist. Thank you, Teddy. That is, come on now. Flair, Montana. Let me put you up on game. It's called marketing packages. Guess what Drake doesn't have anymore? Marketing packages. See, you missed the bigger picture of the whole conversation because you were so busy standing here fanboying, fangirling, whichever one you were doing, and you don't understand the very thing that Drake is trying to sue for, the very thing that he is accusing UMG of doing, is what was done to get him to the status that he is at right now as one of the top artists in the world. That was created for him. That is not organic. You think it's organic, baby. It's not. It's not. And you're about to see when he puts this new music out, when he doesn't chart the way he wants to because they're not putting that package behind him, the same way Cardi, remember Cardi back in, was that 2018? Oh, if everybody could buy a Grammy, everybody would have one. Why everybody ain't buy one? If everybody could have a hit, if they could do this, they could do that, why they ain't buy one? And now that the label does not want to invest in her anymore, she can't get a billboard if she taped herself to it. It's politics to this. That's the whole point. It's politics to this. He messed up the church's money when he came for the person who put him in that position. That person gave him everything. And that person would have never lost $1 if they didn't give him shit. Understand that. So when you step on somebody's toes that built you, you have to be prepared for all those bricks and stones to come crumbling down, especially when you're not able to dig yourself up out of it. Lucien made that man. Lucian can break that man. Lucian did not make Kendrick. So to break Kendrick, you have to break Kendrick in front of the people. You don't have to go behind the scenes to break Kendrick, because Kendrick has a strong, loyal fan base in the underground. The underground will always keep him paid. To break him down, to break Kendrick down, you got to come to the people and change the way they see him. LaFleur, no, they're not working for the same folks. That's how much you don't know, sweetie. Drake is signed. Kendrick just gets distribution. Distribution is not the same as being signed all the way around. Drake can't make a decision on nothing. Oh, you slow as shit. Once you're on TV, Hollywood. What is that even supposed to mean? Drake is not signed to Jay Prince. He's not signed to Jay Prince. He was never signed to Jay Prince. Jay Prince took him over to Young Money. He was never signed to Jay Prince. How you fan out for somebody this much and don't know nothing about him? He was co-signed by Jay Prince for sure. Signed to him, never. Come on, Tanisha. You better tell him. Hold on. You said I'm educated, a rap artist, ain't leader, so not nothing. The knowledge ain't shit. Sweetheart, you're talking to someone who managed artists. You're talking to someone who brought artists into town and advertised them through major conglomerate radio stations through 50 states. You're talking circles, okay? You don't even know about what you're trying to, project here in the comments. You're completely lost. Oh, you definitely lying about that, talking about Nipsey Hussle died and only got hot through death. No, that's your slow playlist. Nipsey was the man in the streets for years. Let me show you something about Nipsey. Hold on. Let me show you something. Cause I'm gonna show you just how much people love Nipsey. Detroit messed with Nipsey so hard that all the way back to 2010, Nipsey was coming here doing major shows without even being on television. No, Trinity, we not gonna say that Drake not black. He's a black man. He's a black man from Canada. We're not gonna do him like that. Now, is he full of bitch assness? A lot of times, yes, he is. We're gonna give credit where credit is due. We're not gonna take his part of his ethnicity from him. Him being Canadian doesn't make him not black. Hell, Tory's Canadian. That just means he has a different cultural upbringing. Y'all give me a second because I got a lot of videos. And everybody in membership, I am picking new videos from the vault to put up this week. Okay, hold on. Let me cut my sound down. This was for Nipsey. This wasn't nothing that literally was love after death. Now, yes, this is his memorial. This is literally. I want y'all to understand how many people are in this video. So that's downtown Detroit over in Cadillac Square. Now, when they just had the NFL draft broke all attendance records with having just under 800,000 people show up in attendance, right? This is 1.5 million people that came out at last notice. You might as well say they almost doubled the amount of people that came out for the NFL draft for Nipsey. $1.5 million people last second. Nobody said they had to be gangster rappers to be able to battle rap. Let me explain something to you. Old school battle rappers, especially those that are off into like the golden era of hip hop, boom bap, they are some of the most intelligent people you'll ever meet. Very, very, very highly intelligent, well-read people. We're talking about people that read the 48 Laws of Power. They read Sun Tzu, The Art of War. They read like 1984 and things of that nature. They were already back then talking about the new world order in the 80s and 90s because they were already up on that kind of stuff. They had already been learning that kind of stuff. Everybody is not a gangster rapper, and everybody doesn't need to be. That's what's wrong with this era of rap. You got a bunch of people perpetrating the fraud. None of them are who they say they are. None of them are who they pretend to be. And most of them aren't talented. But let's tap into this energy around 50 and Little Meech. Because I thought it was very interesting how 50 is coming for Little Meech and he's showing, old footage from Little Meech at prom with Rick Ross' daughter at prom. This was like, I want to say about 8 years ago. One thing for certain, y'all. 50 knows how to drum up or spice up a situation to get attention. He knows how to work an algorithm like none other. That's true. But he's starting to expose a side of himself that's going to backfire on him. Because at this point, people are going to look at him and say, so you really gonna just keep this going? This young man ain't got nothing to do with his father. Him dating that girl in high school ain't got nothing to do with what's going on with you and his father now. And that's true. So I want to look into, is this from a real place or is this marketing? Because when I tapped into the energy around Tammy Cowan, I saw that this was down, it came down to business. Said I feel bad for Little Meech for real. Well, let's dig in and see what's going on. Not 50 Cent is like Kanye, but coherent. Damn. I hope he ain't like Kanye this week, because Kanye has pissed off every Jewish person from the East Coast to the West Coast, and they are all making sure that he has a horrible 2025. Show me the energy between Big Meech, son, Demetrius Jr., and 50 Cent. What's the true energy between 50 Cent and Little Meech? Yep, here it is. A tower that forms from him being overly aggressive. Flair, Montana. I see you. You trying. You trying it all night, and I'm gonna break this one down to you too, because I know you don't understand that corporate thugging and street thugging run neck and neck. This situation ain't even what it looked like. Let me, before I go even further. Y'all see this, right? The tower for being too gun-ho, too aggressive. Pay attention to what I just said. Little Meech went to prom with Rick Ross's daughter 8 years ago. If you have a child, both of these parties, Rick Ross, Big Meech, even though Big Meech was locked up, both of you have children that have dated each other, that went to school together, that went to prom together. Doesn't that mean that they actually knew each other before 50 came in to do business with Meech, Big Meech? And if they knew each other before 50 came in to do business with Big Meech, doesn't that mean that 50 already knew about Ross and Meech having a common interest with one another because their children were dating? Why haven't we heard Ross belly aching and arguing and groaning with Meech for working with 50 when it's apparent that Meech and Rick Ross actually were comfortable in each other's energy first because of their children? Eight years ago. Now, we don't know how long they dated in high school, but 8 years ago they went to prom together. And let's be honest, who got the better end out of this situation? 50 got $150 million from Stars to shoot BMF. He just admitted that Lil Meech got $5 million out of that $150 million. So how good did he eat? Do you know about taxes? Do you know how much taxes come out of $5 million? See, this is what a lot of y'all don't know. As an actor, as a performer and entertainer, you're going to have to pay whoever booked you for the gig, your lawyer, your talent agent, your manager. Okay, they're going to get their 20% off the top. Then you got to mess around and pay the IRS like 45% of that money. That's half that money gone off the rip. You can't live in a regular neighborhood anymore because everybody knows your face. So now you have to stay somewhere that's gated. That money is practically gone already. What is $5 million going to do? Versus somebody who got $150 million off your family's name. Ray, I want you to pay attention to what I just said. $5 million, not all at once. We're talking about over the length of time that they've been shooting this. So if you think about $5 million, say he would have had to invest. Invest what? Invest what, baby? Pay attention to what I'm telling you. 45% of that 5 million automatically goes to the IRS. That's practically half of your money if you do not donate to a 501c3, okay? Donate to some type of charity to take you out of that 45 percentile tax bracket. Half the money gone right there. So we're looking at, okay, so he's probably got 2.6 left, 2.6, 2.7 million left. Now he still has to pay whoever his manager is, or his booking agent, or his lawyer, whoever helped to solidify that gig. They get their 20% off the top. Okay? So you take that 20% out of that, what, 2.6, 2.7 million at best? Now he's under what? He's at what, 1.5 million. He cannot go and live in a regular house in a regular neighborhood, because if he go live in a regular house in a regular neighborhood, the Goonie Goo Goos gonna come and break into that house. They gonna put that steel to that temple and tell him run that. So he can't live in a regular area. You gotta go stay somewhere gated. He's doing club dates to make up for money that's not being made. While, think about this, while the show was on hiatus during that strike, the Writers Guild strike, during that strike, they got absolutely nothing. So that means he made no money for almost 2 years during that writer's strike. He had to wait for the show to come back on to get anything. And then he had to survive off of club dates. That money ain't coming the way y'all think it's coming. You said Big Meech talked about Ross in an old interview, and he said that Ross used to smoke lace blunts. Which, thank you, Corey, that you just proved what I said. He goes further back with Ross than he goes with 50. 50 already knew this. Just like 50 talking about he's a snitch, he's an informant, he's this, he's that, he's working with her and she's an informant. 50 knew all of the things that he's accusing him of. Everything he's saying, he went into this knowing or having, some clear understanding about. He ain't bamboozled. He didn't get betrayed by somebody who bit the hand that fed him. 50 already knew that he had a relationship with Rick Ross. Said, wouldn't surprise me either. I wasn't around back in the day. I'm only 30. But all the docs I've watched, Big Meech knew all the rappers. Baby, Big Meech financed a lot of the rappers. Some of these people that are famous right now are famous off of his money. Said, and it turns out he didn't snitch. Did not listen. For those of you who watched the Tammy Cohen reading, I said that this was going to turn around and it was going to backfire on 50 and Tammy, and people were going to start looking at them crazy. You can never come out on some street shit taking the side of the snitch to call another person a snitch. How is that supposed to look, y'all? The CI is the most uncredible person in the whole conversation. You're going to the person who lacks zero credibility, has no credibility, no respect from anybody in the streets. And you're saying, I'm going to tell. She tells all the time. I'm going to get her to tell. Right, you said that show made over 270 million through the quarter and they only spent 250K on production. Yeah, they ripped them off. Come on now. Let's talk business. That's what I'm talking about. Let's talk business. And then you wonder why Meech is like, I'm going to go and make money over here. He was supposed to wait for you to decide to film for him to get some peanuts. Nah, That man could not conduct his own business while he's locked up due to the law. So he had Tammy to maneuver for him. Tammy doesn't want to let go of the power that she has, because the moment she lets go of those life rights, she has no control over Meech and the money. Meech gets his life rights back in business, okay? He never actually went out of business. Let's remember that. It's some, I got some stories, y'all. I wish I could tell some of y'all, but I can't on here. Come on, say hey, Miss Zoe. I said it in that reading. 50 just literally picked his own Desiree. This is his cut of deal Des, and she's about to embarrass him. You said one of these days, I pray all of these rich black folks start sticking together so poor black folks can do it as well. All this money and these folks can still get it right. Still can't get it right. I hope your prayer goes through, sweetheart. Here's the thing. It ain't that folks can't get it right. It's been done over and over and over again. When you go through history, you look at Rosewood, you look at Black Wall Street and all the places that the same thing has happened at least 10 different times in history. At least. You had militant white people that came into these towns, firebombed these towns, attacked these towns, burned these towns out, took these people out because they all were wealthy. These were wealthy black and indigenous people. So if we're going to pull together and get our money together and do what we need to do to make it this time, we got to protect our money, because that's been the problem every time. They come with militias and that's it. Lakia said, I know you from Detroit. Say they did that because they were Native Americans. Well, they did that because they were the natives that look like me. See, this is the bigger secret, y'all. A lot of y'all haven't been to those meetings where they come and they want to do the, see, everybody else says genealogy. When you go to those meetings, okay, they don't say genealogy. They say blood quantum. If you're in Mississippi or Louisiana, you say Black Indian, don't nobody think nothing of it. It is a part of everyday life. It's normal. You say, I am Taino. Come on now. That's right. In the NOLA, she is white or Creole. That's right. So when you get down to the NOLA and you see people like me, you're gonna, they automatically, you say Black Indian or they're gonna say Creole. They're gonna look at me and know. Say, very true, I'm from Bama and my family is all Black Creek. Okay, see, come on. Like my family, it depends on which side of the family. Like it's Tonkawa, Chickasaw, Blackfoot, and Choctaw. So I didn't think you were mixed. Well, I'm just African American with 4C hair, left from Mississippi. Baby, ain't no such thing as just African American. African American was a term that they created. Nobody was African American until Jesse Jackson went in that meeting, made a vote on behalf of us, the people, him and three other folks that look like us. And when they came out, we became African American. I'm 44 years old, and in the time I've been here on this earth, I have been a colored person, I have been a Negro, I have been black, and then they changed it to African American. My mother was born the year, y'all, the year that it finally became legal to say that you were anything other than black or white or mulatto on your birth certificate. If they could not distinguish if you were black or white, you were any admixture, they just couldn't figure it out, they named you mulatto. My mother was born the year that finally became illegal. Think about that. If you sit and talk to some of the elders in your family, that they tell you the census takers come to your family. Look at your family. They don't ask you what you are. They look at your family and they write down on their dolls, on their records, what you appear to be to them. They're going to look at you and tell you what you are according to them. And then they're probably so illiterate that they can't even pronounce what you told them. So they're going to write it down wrong. And, oh, I don't even know what that is. Black. You said, I remember I asked my grandfather one time what he thought about slavery, and he didn't even know what I was talking about. Yeah, I said 7 tribes over the 7 eagles, 7 feathers. Okay, said Blackfoot from South Carolina, the census in 1920s, completed paper genocide. Right, that's the reason why they start burning them churches down, y'all. Because you got to think about, the churches had all the birth histories, the marriage histories. So when you think about, all the churches in the South at that time carried all the records for the communities that lived there. And you put on the church record what you really were. You got to think about, when they baptized you or christened you, that had a record. When you were born, that had a record. When you got married, that had a record. All those records were held in the churches. So they started burning down the churches to get rid of those records, because as long as the churches had those records, they could take those records and combat whatever the government put on paper when they reclassified people. This is how they did the paper genocide. They burnt down the original records and recreated new records. See, people thought they just burnt down those churches out of, racial tension. No, the churches held historical information. You say history so deep, it's like a rabbit hole. Even Black history, they twisted a lot of things. Baby, they twisted everything in history. People gonna be out in the middle of the street getting it on the floor when they find out the truth. You said them ancestry tests be lying half the time, don't have enough or of the original native DNA. First of all, can't nobody tell you who you are by spitting in the tube. Who you are, y'all. Cass, I know you still in here listening. This is a conversation we've already had. Who you are comes from your mitochondria DNA. So I want y'all to think about this. When they DNA test people, when they swab people, when you commit a crime and they look for your DNA, it's the mitochondria. Mitochondria is the mother's DNA. Okay? So when they swab you or they take your blood, they have, you might as well say, every human sample known to life locked away in a vault. They know exactly who is who. They know if you spit in the tube that they're never going to tell you who you are. If you read the small print for that ancestry DNA stuff, it says that you are not to take it as actual or factual. It is like horoscope. Y'all, there have been people that have let their dogs put saliva in the sample and sent the dog saliva out, and it didn't come back as canine, it came back as black. So you mean to tell me your dog is African American? Y'all stop letting them people play in your face and collect your DNA. You said I didn't know I was going to have class at 9 p.m. Listen, we all learn from each other. Yeah, Jesus, Yeshua, his actual name, because they didn't have J's. Yes, he was black. Y'all think about it. Be honest. Even to my white folks that's in here, if you're in here. The whiter you are, the less time you can stand in the sun. You mean to tell me lily white Jesus with the bust down wavy wave, the water wave wig? You mean to tell me that's who was standing over there in the desert in that sun. 120 to 130-degree weather in the sun, where that sun hits that sand, reflects up in your eyes, and is blinding. It's so hot you can't even breathe. You mean to tell me that he was standing out there in the sun over there with no trees and skin didn't peel just a little bit? You know them folks lied. White Jesus was not over there when he can't even go down to Cancun without burning up because it's too hot in Mexico. Like, come on now. Yeah, it said we have melanin in us and so does the night sky. That's because the melanin is carbon based and the night sky is carbon based. Said Templars, blue eyed, Latin, green eyed, and then us. Baby, listen, half I I am the only one out of my father's children with brown eyes. The only one, y'all. When I tell y'all, if y'all see all of them and you see me, you be like, what the hell happened to you? Because I am literally the only brown eyed child. Yeah, so don't trust those DNA collectors. I regret getting my sister a DNA kit. King James was also a tyrant. He was a horrible person. He wanted to get a divorce. The church wouldn't give him a divorce, y'all. I'm not laughing at this part because this is terrible. The church, the Catholic Church, would not give King James a divorce. He was so tired and over it with his wife because he likes men, okay? He was not delivered. He liked men. He wanted a divorce so he could run off and be with his boyfriends. Notice I put an S, his boyfriends. They refused to give him a divorce. And that man had his wife executed. And that's what I just said. He likes men's. He did not want to be with a woman. They refused to give him a divorce. Catholics don't believe in divorce. They do not believe in, unaliving an unborn child. Okay? That man literally had his wife taken off the map because he couldn't get a divorce. Like, oh, so I can't just leave her? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We done. Y'all, that man was horrible. Well, Flair, I didn't cuss you out for real. My mouth is horrible if I cuss you out. But I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I'm glad that we can talk. Yeah, listen. And then the man had a group of scholars that he chose to rewrite the Bible. And then he had, a group to come and unalive all the scholars so that they couldn't tell people what was changed. He had all the original Bibles that weren't changed burned. He was a horrible person. Said he was known to have a court of young, vigorous men. I said he liked men's. That's why I put the S on it. He liked men's. He didn't want no woman. He was trying to run around and get ravished and bent over and have the best gay romantic fantasies of his life. And she was in his way, being all womanly and whatnot. He want nothing to do with that woman. Houston, Texas. I don't know anything about that. I haven't read that. Hold on. You said, listen, this world got so much secrets. We could talk until the end of time. I try to research and search, and then I end up giving up and just going on with life. Listen, this is a long journey. Nobody said that you were supposed to figure this all out in a few months or a few weeks. This takes a lifetime to study. You got to understand how many generations they buried the truth. This is thousands and thousands of years of information that was buried. None of us are going to get it all, just overnight. It's a life of studying. Said I've been telling my mom not to take the Bible literally. She won't listen. Well, it's not about taking the Bible literally, because there are things in the Bible that is literal, Daphne, for sure. There are things that are happening right now with election policies, with things that are happening in nature, things that are actually happening between the countries that were in the Bible, the Torah, and the Quran, and they are coming to pass. So there are things that are literal. Don't think that it's just a allegory, a book of stories. There are literal things. It is a historic book. I'm just making sure that it's known that the person who revamped the most popular version of the Bible that we have, the reason why it's globally accepted is because a group of crazy people who think just like that man approved this version. Ray Shay, baby, I don't know what book that was. I've never read that, so I would have to see that for myself. I don't know anything about that. Said I've been studying for years now, just started searching and watching YouTube videos. Also, books are a good source, and start the search and you'll see where it takes you. Yeah, you gotta, this is where you gotta study to show yourself approved. Because like what I do is I'll study things in history, and then I'll study things in the holy books, and eventually you'll see where they coincide with each other when they come together. And when they come together, then you know that this is the actual place where it happened. Like, we have to understand that certain countries back at that time when these books were written don't have the same names and geographical boundaries back, right now that they had back then. So, this is, y'all can look this up. So when you had Columbus come over here, okay, which he knew where he was going. I wish they stopped telling that lie. That man came over here with a manifesto to collect 5,000 slaves. That manifesto is in the Smithsonian Museum in the basement. If you ask them, they will show it to you. You can read it. That's what he came over here for, 5,000 slaves. Now, when you think about back then during that time, over what we call Eastern India, that was actually called Hindustan. If you look at old maps during that time, I can't think of what the name of the job was for map writers, people who created maps, because that used to be a very well-to-do job where you had to be very educated to do that. But it was called Hindustan, and then you had the West Indies, okay? So, like, this was considered Indian land, and that was considered Hindustan. The maps got changed as they updated the names of the countries. Y'all, Jerusalem as we know it has only been Jerusalem since 1960. It is not the initial land of Jerusalem. A lot of people don't know that. So when they look at the holy wars and everybody fighting, the land that is legally called Jerusalem right now only became Jerusalem legally in the year 1960. So that's a huge part of studying. For anybody that wants to study about history and study the holy books, you have to also study the maps that were around back then at that time, so you know the names of the country and you know the perimeter of the country lines, because a lot of that stuff has changed. Names have changed, countries have disappeared, countries have been created, lands have been split in half. You said this is another reason they drop in Black history, because it's a lot of lies in it. I don't know, I'm being slow to it, but that's how I feel. um I don't I don't think it's just about the lies, because there's lies in all history, period. Um, if you tell the truth about American history, of Black history, of Aboriginal history, because that's what they need to call it, Aboriginal history. If you tell the truth about Aboriginal history, you have to tell the truth about who all the black people in this country really are. Yes, there were Africans that were brought into this country, but most of the people who were here were already dark-skinned people that were here in this land, and they did not come from Africa. But because people have, damn, this is so crazy, y'all. They don't notice in this generation, they don't take children to museums anymore. When I was growing up, field trips to museums, to concert halls, to plays, all of that, they were a common thing growing up. They don't take children to museums anymore, because if you go to the museum and something looks a little strange and you start looking into it, you start to find some things out that are not what they told you. They have Aboriginal bones that they found in the Americas that are over 10,000 years old. Here in the Americas, older than the woman that they said is the oldest person to walk the earth in Africa, the mother of everyone, the black woman, right? Aboriginal person, melanated person, right? Who probably would have looked like me or darker. Found here, it was a woman, found here, over 10,000 years old, y'all. They said her skin was still intact. They could not believe how young her corpse looked. That's crazy. Black don't crack even after we get away from here. Her corpse looks so young that they had to carbon date her more than once because they thought that she was half her age. Said, I want to get a copy of the Book of Enoch so bad. I think that's a good one to read for sure, because when you get the Book of Enoch, then you get into the story of the Watchers and how the Nephilim happened and all of the story before the flood. You said, I will subscribe. I am going to find it and I will come back with it. Thank you, Houston, Texas. Point me in a direction where I can read it. That's all I ask. You said Enoch so-called walked with God, and he saw that he said that he makes don't want to go to heaven either. Well, let me put you up on one, Flair, Montana. Enoch is the only archangel that was once a man. God took him up into the heavens and turned him into Archangel Metatron. And Metatron is the holder of the Book of Life. So when people cross over, he is the one who's standing there reading your Book of Life, your transgressions and your blessings. And he was chosen to do so because he has walked as a man and he has walked as an angel. The angels were not chosen to hold the Book of Life because they never had a human experience. So they could not judge what they did not know. He's also one of the most powerful archangels of all time. So when Archangel Michael, who was one of the strongest archangels in all of the angels, got into a huge, and I mean huge, knockout, drag-out fight when they were dragging the devil and the most powerful of the, I want to say, the 7 watchers and archdemons into the abyss to lock them away. He got into a part of that fight where he almost lost that fight, and it was Metatron that came down and came into that fight and saved Archangel Michael and helped him to lock away those archdemons. So Metatron is a very important archangel, and I think he's somebody that all of us need to learn about. Let's see what y'all talking about over here. Thank you, cardiographers. Thank you. Listen, I knew we were smart over here. That's the name of the profession or the person who created maps during that time, a cardiographer. Thank you very much. That's right. History was taught in reverse. That's right. Yes, the devil is on the earth. That's true. You said, but be honest, didn't they sound very scary looking in Enoch? They even kept telling him, fear not. Um, I have a different outlook, hence what it is that I do. My gift ever since I'm a medium before I'm a tarot card reader. Anybody that's in here who's had a reading from me, they already know. I can put the cards down and I can read through family bloodlines, all of that. As a small child, I could see angels and I could see demons, which can be very tricky because you have to know how to pray to protect yourself. But I was born with that gift. So I always knew that angels don't look the way that they put them on TV, on Hallmark cards, or anything of that nature. God gives angels, just as well as demons, because they used to be angels at one point in time, the ability to shapeshift so that they can come to you in a way that is more palatable for you to accept. Because a lot of times when you see angels in their natural form, they will scare you. They don't look the way that we've been told. They look, when I tell you, half of what you see in a horror movie is closer to what they really look like in the spirit realm. Well, baby, you don't have to believe in God. That's on you, but I'm glad you support everyone. But I definitely believe in God. I know he's real for sure. Yeah, you said just like aliens. Yeah, so they don't look the way that they've been presented to us, but they've been given the ability to show themselves to us in a way to where they won't scare us. If you read the book of Revelations, not even just the book of Enoch, when they talk about, the seven seals, the horsemen, all of that, those things can be terrifying if you actually saw them. So, Angel, do you do past lives? Um, I can read anything that God allows me to read. If God doesn't allow me to read it, I'll stop. Tay Mason, I don't know what you're talking about, sweetie. God didn't invent the devil, they did. God very well did invent the devil. He didn't invent him for the purpose that he chose to exist in. He invented him as the most beautiful of all of the angels. He was the God of light and music. Every instrument known to man is inside of the rib cage of the devil before he fell. He literally was the most beautiful, triumphant angel to ever be created in the heavens. He became jealous, he became vengeful, and that's how he fell. So, who he became after he fell, God didn't create him that way, but he did create him. That's like saying that you didn't create one of your children because they bad as hell. You created them. You may not have created them to grow up and be a monster, but you created them nonetheless. You said the rabbit hole you finna have me traveling down is so excited. I remember looking into the Nephilim and the book of Enoch years ago, but I think I was too young to grasp it. OMG. Yeah, there's a mini series. I think it's I'm trying to think what is it called, because this came out in, I want to say, 2006 or whatnot. You said, can I do a live on this topic? What topic, sweetheart? You said, right, Angel, and God allowed him to exist. Yeah. There is it's a three-part mini series. I'm trying to remember what it was called because it was one of my favorite mini series of all time. And the reason why I liked it so much is because of the way that it explained angels, angelic energy, angelic gifts. Um, the story was about a young man who was a Nephilim, and he didn't come into power until he was 18 years old. He was an orphan who was adopted. And when he turned 18, angels came to get rid of him, to destroy him, because he was a Nephilim. I'm trying to remember what it's called, y'all. Hold on. Okay, here it is. It's called Fallen. So I believe it's still on YouTube. It was released in 2006. It's called Fallen. I think it's Fallen Angels, Giants, and Watchers, the Nephilim. So yeah, this one was called Fallen. It was on channel, well, channel don't matter. The network was ABC. And it was a three-part series. The young man, let me see, let me show y'all. This was it. So if you look it up on YouTube, it's still under the Fallen. And he was a Nephilim. He didn't know who or what he was. He was adopted. And when he got closer to his 18th birthday, it was fallen angels, regular angels, like they could smell him. They could feel his vibration, even though he didn't know what he was. And as he started coming into himself, angels came to attack him because his kind was supposed to be destroyed during the flood. Well, come to find out, and this is the last part I'm going to tell y'all because I want y'all to go watch it yourselves. His actual father, when it all came down to it, was Satan himself. But he wouldn't know that because he didn't know who his father was. His mother passed away during childbirth. So he didn't know who his parents was. As far as he knew, he didn't have a father. And when he started to figure out who he was, he almost got tricked into, you know, helping his father get back into what he felt was his rightful place. Because remember, the show is called Fallen. His father was the ultimate fallen. He was the ultimate fallen angel. And his energy, what made him so powerful is that he wasn't just a Nephilim. He was one that could redeem. He was the redeemer. He could pray on behalf of you and ask God to redeem you, and God would take you back into the heavens. He could pray over you, and if you passed away, your life force would come back into you. So Satan was trying to get close to him to trick him into redeeming him so that he could go back to heaven, start a war in the heavens, take heaven over, and throw God off the throne and place himself in the throne of God. That's all I'm going to tell y'all about it. Please look it up. I think y'all would like it. But it talks a lot about angels and what they can do and their powers. And I think that it helps to explain in layman's terms for people who don't understand. Because like they even touched on the power of tongues. Like people in church think speaking in tongues is speaking in an utterance. The Bible warns you about speaking in unknown utterances because you don't want to say something in an unknown utterance and end up speaking an incantation or cursing yourself. The power of speaking in tongues was not speaking in an unknown utterance. It was actually God giving you the ability to communicate with any and everything that walks, talks, and crawls the earth. And angels have the ability to speak in tongues because they can communicate with anybody, no matter what the language is, or if they're an animal or whatever. So they explain that. He said, I read this book series called Hush Hush years ago, and it touched on the same topics, fallen angels in love with humans. That's interesting. I haven't even heard of that book. Yeah, you said the English language is only 2 generations long. I mean, old, like the Bible, but not the ink. Interesting. Whoa, so despite the dark lineage, she was capable of good. Yes. Well, that was the point. Thank you, Teddy, for that. That was the whole point of his existence. He proved that at the end of the day, God gave us all choice. The choice to be good or evil lies in you. So even though he was the child of the biggest fallen of them all, he ended up being the redeemer because he chose not to be evil. You said a mother at my church growing up spoke in tongues and sent chills down my spine when I was 17. You said God commits the same crimes to humans that he punished his angels for. Sweetheart, you can believe what you want to believe, but God doesn't commit crimes against his angels or his people. The angels who fell because of their choices and they were reprimanded, like any spoiled child would be if they disrespected their parent. You cannot be out of line with your parent, your boss, supervisor, whatever you want to call it, and there's no repercussion. Some of y'all got it twisted in the worst way. Right. That come on, Ray. Ray Shay, tell him, are you getting Zeus and God confused? That's right. He said, as a medium, are you able to sense things through mobile devices? Um, I'm able to sense things in multiple ways. It depends on what I allow myself to allow into my energy. I do like cold cases as far as, people who have been taken from here, who are no longer here. So let's say that the family or, whoever needs to find out what happened to, their loved one. I can definitely help you with that because as long as that person is in righteous standing, this isn't an evil spirit, they can communicate with me and I can help them to let you know what happened to them. So, has anyone ever experienced astral projection? If so, how was your experience? I was shocked the next morning. Um, I'll give one of my own stories. I have experienced astral projecting. What happened to me was there was a young lady that I work with, and I ended up in a position where I was literally standing in her bedroom. She was laying down asleep, had the cover over her head. Her boyfriend walked in. He put his hand up in the shelf over the closet, pulled out a firearm, put it to her head, and pow pow. Um, I was able to see everything. Nobody was able to see me. I called her and I told her, I said, listen, I need you to listen to what I'm saying to you. Don't say anything until I'm done. She went, she said, okay, because she knew I did this, but she didn't know how deep my gift was. So I told her, I need you to walk into the closet, reach up on the right hand side, furthest to the wall. There's something I need you to get out the closet. She goes, she finds it, she completely flips out because this person was on federal probation. To even have this in their home, direct violation. She could have went back. So she was really, really messed up that this was even in her house. I told her, I said, listen, I'm going to tell you where to put it, After I tell you where to put it, I'm going to tell you how I know. So she listened, she put it away. I told her about what I saw astral projecting. Later on that night, y'all, that man came into that home. He thought she was asleep. She was laying in the bed just like she was when I saw her, but this time she was awake. He went into that closet. He reached up into the right hand corner of that closet and froze. The firearm wasn't there. He got to moving stuff around. He realized he was, about to wake her up. Ran out of the house, never came back. 3 days later, we found out that he had moved to North Carolina with his ex-fiance. They were back together and they were going to get married. This man was going to take her out and then run to North Carolina. He went to North Carolina anyway because he couldn't do what he planned, and he didn't know what happened to the firearm. He didn't even know she knew about it, which she didn't. She had no idea what was up there. So had I not have listened to God when he was telling me, I need you to just sit here for a moment, and I sat there and I watched everything, had I not have told her, that woman's blood would have been on my hands because God showed it to me to warn her. Benjamin Alexander, I'm glad that makes you comfortable to tell us that. No, Benjamin, I don't. You say, yes, I've experienced astral projection before. My first time was like when I was 16, and my grams told me not to do it again at that time because I could get stuck outside of my body. Really, you can get stuck outside of your body from, being too far deep in dreams. This is why you're supposed to pray before you go to sleep, because when you go to sleep, any night that you sleep and you dream, you are astral projecting whether you know it or not. So you need to pray before you go to sleep so that enemies in the spiritual realm don't attack you, or as they say, witches riding your back, because you're at your weakest state when you sleep. So you need to have your angels on guard when you sleep. Said I jumped out of my body fighting my way out of sleep paralysis before, so I know it's real. Yeah, make sure y'all pray before you go to sleep. You said this is random, but you are sitting in the gaming chair. Yes, I am. You said a silver cord when you were astral projecting. I've never seen a silver cord. And here's the thing, it doesn't happen the same way every time. It doesn't. It doesn't happen the same way every time. I've personally never seen a silver cord, never seen anything attached to me. When they take me somewhere, they literally take me somewhere. I can smell, I can touch, I can taste, I can feel. If the wind is blowing, I can feel it on my face until it's done. Marcus Brown, what are you talking about? You said my mom told me not to cross my feet before bed or else I wouldn't be able to run in my dreams or nightmares. I've never heard that before, but okay. You said that's how I found out my kid's father was cheating. Pam, Lord have mercy. Said in a dream. And I don't know why men don't understand this, because women will dream when you're doing something you ain't got no business doing. Intuitive women, rather. Men as well, intuitive men. I said was cheating in a dream, and I was in the corner of the room watching him and another woman in bed. He confessed a few weeks later. Wow. Said yes, and I go into a deep sleep every night, and I can even tell when I'm sleeping too long. Said I don't think you see it. It's just a metaphor, but you can get caught in the world forever. Long story short. That depends on your spiritual clearance as well. That definitely depends on your spiritual clearance. No, baby, I'm not. I'm not whoever you came across talking about Naziah Harris. Let me see. Who is this? Marcus Brown. My Naziah Harris readings, actually, I didn't read Naziah personally. I read all the women in her family. I read all the men in her family, and that's in my membership. Those readings are almost 3 hours long a piece. And then I did one for Roxy Rocks and Mark D from 7 Mile Radio, but I didn't do a public reading on Naziah personally. I read everybody around her because I know she's not here. So I read the energy of the people around her to see what they did to her, to see what led up to this, how they treated her, how they saw her. And every last one of them are horrible. No, baby, I don't use spirit boxes. I do have candles. I don't do spirit boxes. I'm a medium. I am a walking spirit box. uh, let's see. I'm waiting to see what y'all comments are. Lord, we got off track. We were supposed to be talking about 50 Applehead ass. So I guess this was all we needed to know. Enough said. Tower for him being too gun ho. I guess that's all the spirits wanted to say. He should have took his time on this one. So I can normally feel when I'm about to experience something at night. I can feel the energy shift in the room. Um, Energy does shift. It does. Our spirit box is real. They are, and the reason why they work is because spirits work through electricity and electrodes. That's why they tell you about the witches riding your back, because the most electricity in your body is up and down your spinal column. Excuse me. So anytime spirits want to attach to you, drain you, anything like that, they attach to your back because this is where the electrodes run through your body. But that's why spirit boxes work, because anytime you deal with spirits, spirits can zap and pulse anything that brings energy, electricity, water, candles, even this light. If a certain energy came in and I was channeling, they could make this light blink to let me know that they're here and they're ready to talk. Now, me personally, I don't let anything channel me that can't go through my angels. Everybody that talks to me has to talk to my angels first. So I won't just read just anybody's energy. You know, if somebody was a serial killer or something like that, do not ask me to read that demonic energy. Oh, you said we need more God talks. So that's pretty much what membership is about, y'all. We come in membership every Thursday. Thursday night in membership. This is how membership goes. You said the journey is very interesting. I always slept with the TV on, so maybe that's blocking my experience. Um, I don't even sleep with the TV on. I'm one of those types of people. I've been a musician since I was a baby girl, y'all, since I was 3. So if I hear music or anything that catches my attention, if I'm not sleep, it will pull me clean out my sleep. Lawrence, I didn't ignore your comment. I'm just now seeing you. Now, where do you come from that you need this much attention? Talking about all you do is ignore comments. Sweetheart, do you see how many people are commenting on my live? You're very self-important. Said it feels like I don't dream. Is that a bad thing? It's not a bad thing, but I will say this. To really get full communication from God, you need your rest. and God will deal with you through dreams. Sometimes you may get like memories to where you remember things in pieces. I would suggest you get a dream journal, keep it by the bed, and when you wake up, make it a practice to write down what you can remember from your dreams, and then it'll get stronger and you'll remember more and more. He said, yeah, I slept with the TV on and woke up laughing at jokes that were told on the show. See, that's why I can't listen to stuff when I sleep. So I remember waking up for dreams, like a dream itself. Now, I've done that, had a dream inside a dream. And I've messed around and literally got up, had a dream in a dream, and went back to the same dream. Oh, now you talking to me after you said all I do is ignore comments. Let's see what you're saying. You said the only thing that I remember from my dreams is all the nightmares of all the wrong things that everyone has ever done to me. That's why I call them nightmares. I wake up at night having seizures. Well, baby, that's terrible. Um, I need you to start praying for healing because you can't control what other people have done to you, but you don't have to let it, continue to get you down and control you. If anything, win so that you can rub it in their face because they couldn't get you down. I've been paid attention to your comment talking about some all somebody do is ignore comments. I have a lot of comments. You're not the only person in here. Said I can never remember any of my dreams, but the only ones I do remember is the ones with messages in them. You said, what does it mean when you don't have dreams or have them once every blue moon, please? I do smoke weed. So do I. I still have dreams. Excuse me, y'all. Ah, there we go. I do as well. As time goes on, you get better with retaining your dreams. There's some nights where you possibly either won't remember or you won't dream at all, and that's fine. But if there's anything that you need to know in particular, ask your angels. Your angels will come to you and give you dreams. God will come to you and give you dreams. You said the last dream I had was so confused. I had needles falling out of my mouth. What does that mean? Baby, that means you need some spiritual cleansing. You get a chance, start taking some salt baths, get some vinegar and water, wipe down all the mirrors and glass surfaces in your house because that feels and sounds like somebody's sending some really nasty energy to you. Please do some spiritual cleansing. Said I dream of communicating with people who passed away a lot of times in my dreams. It sounds like your ancestors coming to see you. So I used to have dreams all the time when I was younger. That's because we're closer to God when we're younger, whether we know it or not. When you're in your purest energy, you're closest to God. Usually when you're a child before life happens and bad experiences and negative people, you are at your purest, strongest energy. Said it's a hardship in my life, but I still work and live like I'm supposed to. Nobody's perfect, baby. You got to do what you got to do. We're working every day to be a better version of ourselves today than we were yesterday. Ain't no need to compete with nobody else. That's it and that's all. Be a better you than you were the day before. He said, it sounds like y'all need to pray. I dream about ponies and rainbows. I really have bad dreams. Your dreams sound fun. Said I will be booking with you tonight. Well, come on, Kimmy. You said I've had 76 seizures in 2 years. I'm so sorry to hear that, sweetheart. Maybe you can talk to your doctor about getting you on CBD oil because that helps a lot with seizures. A lot of times it could completely stop them depending on how severe they are. But talk to your doctor about it. I hope that helps you. Said I sometimes have dreams that have shown me natural disasters before they happen. Baby, that's prophecy. Thank God that He shows you things so you can be prepared. Said, and I've lost a lot of my memory. Wow. Well, my prayers are with you, Lewis. I mean, excuse me, Lawrence. My prayers are with you that you'll heal. But CBD would definitely help you big time. Said I always ended up receiving song downloads through my dreams, and that song will stay looped in my head throughout the day. Welcome to my world. I channel music all day, all night. People who get personal readings with me, they know this. Like some of them, I'll sing throughout the reading because I got to get the stuff out of my head. Y'all, here's a story from my life. Okay, so for those of you that have been with me, I've already told y'all about when I got hurt in a car accident. I broke my neck in multiple places, and I had to sleep sitting up for a few years. Well, I had insomnia real bad. Hold on. Uh, T. Morris, baby, I'm going to pray for you, and I need you to read Psalms 35 and say that person's name at the end for protection. Goodness, that just took me from what I was thinking about. Let me focus. Whew. Yeah, where was I at? Oh, I was talking about me channeling music. So I broke my neck in this car accident, was hurt extremely bad. C2, C3, C5, and then C5 to T1 fractures breaks, right? I was told I was never supposed to walk again. And I remember like music was never as important to me as it was when I couldn't play. So thank you, Teddy. I had insomnia, had a hard time sleeping, and one of my nurses, shout out to her. I don't know how she identified, coolest stud ever, right? She knew I did music before I got hurt, and she had a MK25 Akai. For those of y'all who don't do music, it's a beat machine. She brought me this beat machine, y'all, and I would sleep with the beat machine in the bed. And when I could not sleep, like music wakes me up out of my sleep still to this day. If I get a song in my head and I have to get it out, if I don't, have access to the studio, I'll pull my phone out and record it, do whatever I got to do so I can go back to sleep. So I would sleep with this beat machine with me in the bed, and this is what helped me through insomnia. I could play out whatever the chords were in my head because I still had paralysis from my left side at that time. I was working on rebuilding my left side because this whole side was paralyzed. And I couldn't play out my chords the way I used to because I play everything out. I was never big on beat machines. But this beat machine had the the keys that I could tap, and then it had, the piano keys. So I could do both. And this would help me play out whatever was in my head so that I could go to sleep. And to this day, y'all, I channel music in just about everything. That's the only thing. Well, I won't say that's the only thing that's different with getting a personal reading with me. Because, y'all, all I can tell you is get the reading, you'll see what I mean. But you get a personal reading with me, even if you tell me, okay, we're going to do a reading on my job. Y'all, I get to reading your coworkers telling you about who drink Pepsi, who had sandwiches in the desk. Like it gets real in depth. It gets way further than what I do here on YouTube. Because on YouTube, I have to always be conscious of the legalities. I can speak freely in reading. So, said Angel, I'm not having dreams, nor do I remember them. What could this mean? It could be a spiritual blockage. which means that you have to do some meditating. I pray when I wake up and I pray when I go to bed. Um, Here's one thing for certain, and two things are for sure. If you have nightmares, okay, when you wake up, and I need y'all to pay attention to this because this is important. When you wake up, say, I cancel these assignment. I do not agree with this contract for my life. I refuse it. I don't accept it. Because when you see things in your dreams and you don't say that I accept it or I reject it, they come into your natural life. Everything happens in the spirit realm before it happens here in the 3D. So if it happens in the spirit realm and you keep seeing it in the spirit realm, cancel the assignment, rebuke it. Said I said something like that when I think of something bad. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Because if you, whatever you think you become, it's not just about what you say. If you think negative, you will attract negative. That's why I can't stand it. I hate it when people say all men ain't shit, all women ain't this. No, that's everybody you ended up dating. You are the common denominator to all these people. If everybody you dated is trash, you got to look at why you keep being the trash collector. Seeing something trying to hurt you in your dreams that you are having problems with in real life is God trying to warn you about them. Yes. Yes. That's why I said, baby, it happens in the spirit realm before it happens here. So if you see it in the spirit realm in your dreams, before anything happens, you can cancel it and you can say, I reject that. I cancel that assignment and stop it. Come on through Psalms 35. Plead my cause. Strife with me, O Lord. Strife with them that strife against me. Fight against them that fight against me. Be my shield and buckler. Stand up for my defense. That's one of my favorite Psalms of all time, and it works. Said write and pivot to good thoughts and say it out loud. Yeah, it takes a while to train yourself. You have to learn that. Life, family, experiences taught you to accept negative, so you have to take the time to train yourself to be positive. Said, what was the prayer again? I didn't get the last part. Talking about canceling negative dreams and assignments. It's simple, baby. You just say that I cancel this assignment. I do not accept this contract for my life. I rebuke this contract. You said the hardest thing I learned to do was attracting positivity. Listen, everything that we do is learned. Half of adulthood is unlearning things that we were taught that were terrible and reteaching ourselves. So if you didn't know any better before, take advantage of the opportunity that God allowed you to know in this moment in time that I didn't know better then. And then do everything that you can to learn better. Don't stay in that stagnant energy, because the moment you know that you weren't raised right, you weren't taught right, you don't know any better, that means you're already learning. You know how many people that don't know they're ignorant? That's a sad place to be in it when you really don't know any better. But if you can look back at a situation and say, well, I wasn't taught this and I wasn't taught that, that's already the beginning of your healing and your learning journey. So I have feelings that my partner's woman's family members dislike me, are jealous of me. I had a dream that they jumped me like an episode of Bad Girls Club. Baby, I need you to start rebuking that and stay away from those people. Thank you, Black Suede. Said I be having a wrist full of beads too. I love fluorite, positive vibes. I sleep with them in my pillowcase. Listen, thank you for saying that. I've never spoke on this the whole time, but I think this is a point in time to reference this. So, speaking of the beads, B. Simone. I wasn't gonna even touch B. Simone because that's a lost child. That's a little lost Tweety Bird looking child. She's cute, but she's airheaded. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. For you to get up here and talk about people checking numerologies and how you walked around with stones in your titties for 2 years so that you can get a nigga, because that's what she said. This is her words. She didn't say so she can get a man, so she can attract a husband, she can get a nigga. She wanted the lowest common denominator of male energy, long as she got some type of man. B. Simone is not just what's wrong with Christianity, she's what's wrong with religion and spirituality. See, she believed in the art of attraction. She believed in anything that had to do with pulling energy towards her as long as it was beneficial to her. This woman made a whole book on the energy and art of attraction, and then had to apologize because you borrowed 80% of the information in that book from somebody else creatively. So now that you stealing from other people's mental prowess is not helping you, now that being light skinned with curly hair in Atlanta is not working for you, you want to switch lanes and go off into Christian comedy. But in the midst of you going into Christian comedy, you're still dressing like you're on your way to the strip club. You still chasing these random football players and whoever else to get attention, and you miss the bigger picture. No set of beads is gonna bring you a man. And what would you do when you get one? Because you don't have the mental prowess and the heart space to have one. No real man is gonna put up with a bobblehead. That's why they keep leaving you. That's why every time you look up, think about that, y'all. She talking about she walked around with rose quartz in her titties for 12 years trying to get a man. So you just thought that you was going to wear some rocks in your titties and men was just going to start raining out the sky. It never crossed your mind to work on yourself as a person. Become the best version of you. Love yourself. And love attracts love, because all rose quartz can do is soften the energy of people around you so that the energy of love is more receptive in your space. It can't get you a man. It can't find you a man. You have to be worthy of being in somebody's place and space for them to share their time with you. You can wear a whole outfit made out of rose quartz and won't keep a man if they duct tape them to you, because you don't have anything to talk about and you bring nothing to the table outside of that poem that you probably barely wash. But you want to sit up here and make a mockery of Christianity and use it to judge people. Talking about anybody who read their horoscopes and carry stones, I'm leaving you in last year. B. Simone, we left you 10 years ago. You see how the baby ran from you every chance he got when y'all brought him on Wildin' Out? That showed right there that you don't really respect yourself, because you played yourself in front of everybody trying to get that man's attention. No rose quartz was going to help anybody who behaved like you to get a man. It's called self-love. Let me see where y'all at. You said people are broken. They think others and things are going to fix and complete them. They need help. I mean, it's called doing the work, self reflection, looking in the mirror and say, you know what, self? You was wrong. That was you this time. Now, I understand we ain't sorry. We meant what we said, but that was wrong. You got to be able to go look yourself in the mirror because sometimes folks ain't going to be sorry for what they do. Sometimes you just not. But you got to hold your own feet to the fire and hold yourself accountable. Anybody who walk around talking about they had rocks in their titties for 12 years trying to get a man, I wouldn't want you to be my friend. Christian, pagan, you are dangerous to yourself. You might run all the men away from me too. I want people to look at us and say birds of a feather flock together. You said I pray to attract abundance, peace. Let's see. Where's that go? I pray to attract abundance, peace, and the people that are right for me. People in general, friends, co-workers, passerby, etc. You got to get your mind right first. Come on now. Absolutely. And that's where you got to hold yourself accountable. You got to hold yourself accountable. That shows you she hasn't held herself accountable ever. I wouldn't even want to tell nobody I walked around with a titty full of rocks trying to find a man. It took you 12 years to find out that rocks couldn't help you get a man, rockhead. You don't need to practice any spirituality until you start practicing common sense, because common sense would have told you you can you can go bathe in a tub that is made out of rose quartz, and you still ain't gonna get nobody until you fix what's right within. So you could tell by how she treated her friends on her podcast something has been off about her. I mean, the fact that she wanted to monetize grieving for Jackie O, you wanted people to pay you to cry? Girl, if you don't get the hell out of here, it's soap operas for that. I can do that for free. You said God isn't going to send you someone unless you're in the right headspace. Not one of his, he's not. You can have all these little karmics, these miserable people, because all of y'all have baked. Y'all can have each other and mess up each other's place, space, and time. But somebody who's actually going to love you with proper intentions, that has a good heart, that person is not going to be sent to you while you're in a dark place and space unless God is using that person to show you a light and a lifeline to pull you out that energy. Because hurt people can hurt you worse than anybody else. Have you ever watched somebody that's drowning and can't swim and the trained swimmer goes in to help them? And that person panics so bad they can drown the both of them? And if push come to shove, pow, knock that person out so you can take them to dry land because you're not going to drown the both of us. You got to be careful dealing with hurt people. What'd you say you sent to me? In my comments, how are you? So do you believe the firstborn children are God's chosen? Um, Not necessarily, no. And to be God's chosen is more than just being the firstborn child out of each lineage, because it depends on the bloodline between both the parents. You can't be God's chosen if both your parents are demon seeds. The devil has his chosen just like the Most High has his. You said, why are you preaching like this tonight? Baby, I'm just following the vibe. This is usually what we do on Thursday nights. Y'all getting Thursday night previews. I'm good, mister. How are you? Yeah, this is usually what Thursday nights are about. We talk about nothing but spirituality, um, in every aspect of life. You ain't seen not one roach in my background. Please talk about what you know, sweetheart. This is not your mama's house. Thank you, Kelly Baker. So how do I tell my bully that she hurts my feelings and stay up every night crying? Never give anybody that much power over you. When you stop giving her that type of energy, she doesn't have the control over you to hurt you. Now, I can't tell you nothing more than that because I don't know if you a fighter and I'm nowhere near to help you. But I was always taught bullies drop like bags of potatoes. But don't ever give anybody that type of energy over you. Never. I don't care who it is. Oh, thank you. Jesus loves you too. Said nip in the bud the first time so there won't be another. Amen. I agree. I agree. What's my favorite sandwich? Oh, you said Greek salad life? Oh, that's funny. My favorite sandwich, that's hard because I like to eat. Since you're Greek salad for like, I like gyros, euros, whatever you want to call them. I love pastrami sandwiches and I like po' boys. You gonna feed me? Angel, will Wendy get out of her guardianship? Um, Wendy has a lot of karma that she's making her way through. And a lot of people don't need Wendy talking right now. Anything is possible. God has his hand on her because we wouldn't have even heard from Wendy. And it looks like she has new lawyers and some things are going to be exposed. But she's going to always need somebody to help her because her health is starting to fail. Wendy Williams, honey. But the energy that I always got around Wendy is somebody been slipping stuff in her tea and her drinks, and she ain't half as loopy as people think she is. Did you speak about the new J update? Um, J as in Lake Camel. Ali said, when people say the sins of the parent, how exactly do those sins manifest to the child? Does it depend on the sin? Asking because my father was a powerful loan shark who hurt a lot of people. It no, baby, it doesn't defend. It doesn't depend on the sin. All sin is. I'm a message you back in a minute. Um, all energy is residual. Let's start there. Good and bad. Energy doesn't die. Sin, whatever he can't pay for, transfers down the bloodline, no matter what the sin was, until the debt is paid karmically to the universe. Now, if you want to get your father's karma off of you, you're going to have to get very close to God. You're going to have to pray to rebuke your own sins. You're going to have to separate yourself from any type of negative living, and you're going to have to do a lot of spiritual cleansing. because bloodline curses are real. I read a lot of people with bloodline curses. You'd be surprised just how bad it can get. You here to love me. Let me take you out. Sir, I don't know you from a hole in the wall. They stealing people nowadays. I'm not good at being stolen. You said pray and put good into the world. Well, pray and put good into the world is a start, but there needs to be spiritual cleansing depending on what it is, because some things have attachments, and demonic attachments can pass down from parents to children as well. Say, can we request a blind item reading? Maybe send it to you in email. Yes, you can. Email me. I haven't done a blind item in a while. Listen, I never thought y'all would really like the blind items. You said the second amended complaint from the horse is disgusting, Angel. Listen, why y'all keep expecting her to make sense? It's going on 5 years. Have y'all seen it happen yet? You said we love them in the vaults. Expect some more to come out from the vaults. You said I'll be in here. You can get to know me. The only thing that I'm gonna steal from you is your heart. But you gonna let me. Uh, okay, but you gonna give me that. Uh, you're very forward. Hmm. Oh man, you said she's awful. When is she going to get her karma? Baby, just because y'all can't see it don't mean she ain't getting it. When people behave this way, please believe it. They behave this way because they're not happy. Miserable people spread that all around. They can't let nobody be happy around them. Have you ever been around somebody that get mad when you smile, talking about what you so happy for? That's one of the dumbest questions you can ask anybody as far as I'm concerned. Why is there a problem with somebody being happy? That lets you know the person miserable. She thinks she cute. That's a problem? So she's supposed to think she ugly? Why are you mad at somebody for thinking they cute? Don't you think you cute? You said just how you like them, straightforward. What's your sign, love? Uh, Mister, I'm gonna let you tell me what my sign is since you know so much. Would you say your eyebrows ain't real, sugar? And neither are you. Said I will not like it if she gets that restraining order granted. Baby, listen, she got spiritual orders granting on her that are way worse than anybody can imagine. It's sad. I wish her the best, not because she's a good person, but because I see what's coming to her in the spirit realm, and I know she can't handle it. And in that moment, she's going to need somebody's mercy and grace, and there will be none. So if anybody, people need to feel sorry for when this is all said and done, it's going to be her. Because being punished in the spirit realm, that's what you don't want. Oh, thank you, informative world. Love back to India. Said people usually can't guess my side. I'm getting strong Capricorn vibes. Maybe even Cancer or Scorpio. I am not. I am so not, mister. Right now, mister? Stop it, Nene. Why you make me say it in the color purple voice? Oh, man. Are you looking for a sugar daddy? There goes somebody else trying to steal me. Kimberly Morales. Yeah, you can subscribe. Why would I tell you you can't? I can't stop you, babe. Said Bigfoot spirit never sat right with me. Her energy would make spider my spider senses tingle. Never saw that hype. Hey, back in Korea, whoever you are, welcome to the live. Said Chris from St. Louis, the home of Sexy Red Rapper and Nelly Rapper and SZA. Okay. First of all, I'm nobody but God's right now. What are you talking about, mister? You can't claim me without my permission. What are you talking about? You couldn't even get my sign right. He said the right on time for Valentine's Day. Hell, I'm speaking you into existence. You interesting. I'll give you that. There go Chris Barnes again. You looking for a sugar daddy? Chris, are you trying to audition for next month? Cause you missed this month. I paid all the bills by myself. You said Sagittarius. You getting close. Wrong season, but you getting close. Okay, you tried. Well, meet me March 1st, cause you messed up for February. It's too close to Valentine's Day for you to be talking about being my sugar daddy, and you ain't spent no sugar on me at all this month. You know how stressful it is for me to pay all these bills in full by myself. I faint to myself paying bills. Just Lord have mercy. I paid that in full too. Look at that. Look at that. See all the stress. You could have saved me all that stress already. I'm not an earth sign, mister. Oh, sis, this is super chats. Why you here, Chris? Not, you can do that. You can do that. You can make my Cash App twerk too. I said, nah, I asked him what's his sign, Angel. Oh, you asked him what's his sign. Okay, let me get out y'all business. Not I'm a stop sign. I'm done. That means I'm gonna stop talking to you then. So that's part of the reason why she's picking with Millie, publicity. Oh, so you were saying that you're an earth sign. Nini's guessing a Taurus. Got it, got it. Chris, how you cheating on me already? Don't get to asking other people if they need a sugar daddy. You have not completed your sugar daddy duties with me yet. You can't cheat on me already in my life. How dare you? Go slap yourself. Is you younger than 50? First of all, ask in a proper sentence, and yes. Yes, I am younger than 50. I am not receiving AARP yet. You said he wasn't no good for you, no way. Just cheated him in my face. Just discarded me. How dare you? All because I said you missed February 1st and left me over here in the cold to pay all the bills myself. The groceries and everything. I was so tired, I haven't even gotten to go get my nails done. Y'all know I don't come out in public naked like this. How often do y'all see me this way? Oh my gosh. Have you ever seen a troll cheat? But Lakia's cute. So, I don't feel no type of way, 'cause she's cute. But you gonna cheat on me in my own chat. But you gonna cheat on me in my own chat. Lakia, girl, get him, Kia. Oh, so we're gonna have to start calling this show Bots Wednesdays. We don't want them to feel that good. So Angel, why don't you do press ons? I can. I'm rough, y'all. I'm real rough with my hands, so I need to make sure ain't none of my appendages gonna pop off. I am the prissiest tomboy you will ever meet. I'm the type of girl like I love cars, y'all. I love muscle cars. I like to pop the hood and go under the hood and check the engine and all of that. Like I'm that type of girl. I'm cute and rough. Can I read the energy around Elon? I can't say them kind of words on here. What I can tell you is that Trump and Elon Musk are going to irritate the bejesus out of the same people that follow Trump that wear those nice little pointy white hats. Okay? They're going to agitate these people by all this information that they release over the next year. I want y'all to understand the test run was when Vladimir Putin told the world that Jesus was black and showed the artwork and the nativity, and they started fainting like, I just won't believe it. I can't see it. The Hebrews are not black. Even though they know they can't go to spring break on this side of the world without sunscreen. Imagine how they gonna be picking with folks of their complexion for the next few years. These are two, when I say the petty gods, two of the pettiest people to ever be put in the same room are running our country, y'all. So if you think about Tony Stark, how Tony Stark is the white boy with that snarky attitude. He's cool. He's off into the technology. He don't care. He say what he want to say. This is Tony Stark, but less attractive. Elon don't care about being no asshole. He don't. Not at all. You said I had a dream Trump gave us reparations 4 years ago. Interesting you should say that because I just seen something on my let me see if I can find it. Because this was YouTube. I saw it yesterday that they're trying to figure out what reparations would be like. And from what they've been calculating, America can't afford it. So they're trying to figure out how to compute what they're going to give everybody. Let me see. Yeah, I have the most eclectic history. You're going to learn how to make yogurt, how to twerk, how to make candles, how to make cakes, how to plant a garden. And King Von might run through every once in a while. It's a reading that I want to put up so bad in membership for the vault, but I gotta reconstruct it because I was playing music at the beginning of the reading for channeling purposes. And I don't want the reading to get flagged due to the music. But it's King Von brought his father Silk from Ada Park, and that was a very interesting reading. Y'all laughing because I said King Von. Y'all, King Von stayed with me for about like 7 months. Him and Mo3 talk the most crap. Oh my God. When I say play the dozens all day, they'll make you mad because they joke all day. They don't shut up. They always just be picking with you, cracking jokes. Like, Vine got on my nerves so bad, y'all. I told him, I'm gonna light some sage and run you up out of here. Say one more word. But he's a sweetheart when it comes to women. He loves women. He's very protective of women and children. He stayed with me until I want to say like 2 months before his daughter Demi was born. He left to go help his daughter so that she could be born safely. But he stayed with me. What was it? He started coming to me in 2020. Yeah, about like 7 months. So I was wondering how the hell he feels about how Asian acts out now that he's gone. Baby, he don't like her. He don't like her. He told me that he was gonna make sure she stay broke. She played him for the money, so he makes sure she ain't gonna never have it. He's gonna have her chasing the money and never truly getting to it. And from what I've seen, look like what she been doing. I'm just cracking up that she didn't, they done respark this old, you know, Dow beef. I'm like, what year is this and who care? Ain't all of y'all past 30? Who the hell care? It was more Roxanne's back in the day, from the real Roxanne Shante. Like if you go back to the Roxanne phenomenon, it was so many Roxannes, could nobody even remember who all was Roxanne. And who's the only Roxanne we talk about right now? Roxanne Shante. So yeah, it's tired, and then she's about to have a child. I heard that Asian was about to have a baby. Said the Dow beef blew my mind because Lash Dow, I guess it's supposed to be Cash. Cash Dow was never as big as she thought she was. Let me tell you something about Cash, okay? And I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna tell you this much. This much. Cash was on her way to be way bigger than what Megan is right now. What derailed Cash was that back and forth with her and B&B. Now she can't say their name because that lawsuit they had. She lost the lawsuit. She can never mention them again. She can't say their name. I can say it because they ain't sued me. I ain't did shit to them. They ain't did shit to me. She couldn't be MB, M. She couldn't put music out for 4 years. She tried to do the BET Awards cipher without their permission until they released her and the court had made their final ruling. She couldn't do nothing for 4 years. In that 4 years, everything was just dissipating, right? Cash put out a mixtape. Um, and I'm gonna tell you how petty they are. Because like I said, I ain't got nothing to worry about. They ain't sued me. I ain't did nothing to them. They ain't did nothing to me. I think all the old stuff is on 7 Mile P. So she put out a mixtape, y'all. In 2.5 days, her mixtape had over 680,000 downloads. 2.5 days. The third day, it was taken down by the record label because there were inflammatory remarks that they did not like that were on the album, and they felt like you know, um, she was taking digs at them. Okay, so they took the album down. This was around the time that she ended up being managed by Deb Atney. If I can remember this, because it's been some years, she said that um, part of the line was she's independent now, no label now. You know, she's with Deb Atney, pretty much like she was above them. I'm with Deb, I'm out of town, no local shit now. That was the gist of it. I'm paraphrasing. Now, B&B did for her with the local label that had Dej Loaf did for Dej. Dej, when she did Try Me, was everywhere. That was a local record label that did that, y'all. She hired a whole new team. This is Dash. Did not tell the old team who got her to where she was at that she had fired them and hired a new team. Old team shows up to the BET Awards to be on the red carpet with her, to accept her awards with her, and they had a whole knockout drag-out fight on the red carpet. Dej Loaf's career ain't been shit since. Not like it was. Is she still making money? Yes, but anywhere close to that? No. So Cash still getting out here. She's still making her money. She got businesses. She ain't broke. But that situation she had with B&B that tied her up for 4 years took all of the energy that she needed to project her to the next level. It brought it all back down. Now, I want y'all to imagine this. Over 680,000 downloads in 2.5 days. She would have hit 1 million downloads by the third day. Do you know artists right now can't get 1 million in almost 2.5 to 3 days? Cash fans was thick as thieves. She practically cracked 1 million in 3 days had they not to take her downloads down. And they did it in such a way. They did it in such a way. I ain't never seen this before in all the history of the years that I worked in music, y'all. When they took her project down, they took the encryption down. I want y'all to understand what I'm saying. The encryption. So everybody who downloaded this project, when they went back to hear it the next day, it was gone. It was wiped from anything that they saved it to because the encryption done. Did you do a reading on Dolce? No, I haven't. But if y'all want to see a reading on Dolce, go and check out Mystic Milan's channel, because I believe she has one on her. Yeah, baby, I've been around for a while behind the scenes. So that's the cute version, the cleaned up version of what happened and why things didn't go further for Cash than they did. Cash was on a trajectory like she was on a rocket. She was supposed to be bigger than Megan Thee Stallion, and would have been if she hadn't ended up tied up in court for 4 years. And that's facts. You said nail beds look good though. They naked. I don't like. I don't like. I don't know who the heck your mama is. It can't be me, baby. So, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Y'all, the mods be doing the work of God in here because the way that they bot me down, I mean, my bots come out of like military training. It is crazy. I gave y'all a botoversary last week. You said she was on Tubi before everyone else. I got hooked on the Detroit movie Buffed Up. Yeah, oh my God. Buffed Up was before she got her girls done. They shot most of Buffed Up in E-Course. So those of you that aren't from here, a lot of Buffed Up wasn't shot in Detroit. It was shot in E-Course. E-Course is right outside of Southwest Detroit. It's one of those downriver cities. And it is definitely one of those downriver cities where the white people will beat the hell out of you because they are ratchet. So do not try it with white people from E-Course. They built for it. Hands down. Damn. You done took me back with Buffed Up. But y'all, let me go ahead and get out of here. I was about to say I'm gonna prepare myself to go to bed. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm gonna kick back. You know, it's smoke 30. I'm gonna wind down. Are you on IG? Yes, Mister, I'm on IG. Same exact name as this channel. It's an underscore between each word. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here and enjoy Smoke 30. Before I forget about y'all over here on Station Head, cause y'all, I cut YouTube off and I be forgetting Station Head is still here. So Station Head, I love y'all. Many blessings to all of you. Thank you for being here for Allegedly Wednesdays, where all things said are alleged, allegedly. And I will see you here next week and every week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Allegedly Wednesdays. I love y'all. Good night. Okay, see, I ain't forget y'all this time. And for all of you, I thank you so much for your support, your comments. Trolls, I even thank you for showing up in record attendance every week. Because without you, who would be here to troll me? Everybody else, the ones who just decided to follow me, to subscribe, to join my membership, I appreciate every last one of you. All of you be blessed. Stay encouraged. All of you that are in my membership, I will see you tomorrow night because y'all practically got a mashup of membership conversation and regular shenanigans. So I'll see y'all in membership tomorrow night. We got new content coming out. I finally got some rest. For those of you that want private readings, I do have some slots that are open. I have more morning slots open. So for those of you who like to get up, my readings start at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I do morning and afternoon readings. If you like to book with me, email me at angelkissestheoracle@gmail.com. I respond as fast as I possibly can. I'll get you booked. I'll get you together. And we can get down to business. How do we become a member? If you want to become a member, I don't know why this is. If you have an Apple, they haven't figured it out with the app yet where you can go on your phone to subscribe, but switch it to desktop. If you're an Apple user, switch it to desktop and subscribe through desktop. If you're an Android user, it'll already be there. If you can't find it that way, please email me at angelkissestheoracle@gmail.com and I'll send you the link personally. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Mister, what you talking about? You better respond to Big Daddy. Don't talk that kind of language to me. I'm over here taking care of myself, paying all my bills by myself. Is snow outside that expect me to shovel it. Okay? That snow blower is almost as big as me. You gonna come over here and run my snow blower? You gonna salt my walkways? Said I'm gonna come spend the night and shovel it, babe. In the night. It sure is a hard knock life. I'm tired of this independent shit. I've had it. No, I haven't, y'all. I haven't. Because I'm not going to follow ignorant directions. I'm just not. Not, would you say, if cook breakfast, I will. See, that, you know what? That let me know these new chicks y'all deal with don't take care of y'all. If I cook breakfast, you will. I cook all the time. I'm probably about to go in here and cook after I get off of here. You said I'll come run that and everything else. Oh, look at you, mister. Don't be trying to blow no smoke at me, okay? Because I will have that damn snowblower outside, already ready to go, revving like an old school car. Just I put my plate in the microwave. I'm for real about you. I don't do microwaves. I'm old school. Okay, Caitlin, I'll see you tomorrow. I really don't do microwaves. I don't. Now, I have ovens. I don't do microwaves. So, LOL, us legals like a sweet talker and a useful partner. Hey, I pull my weight though. I ain't worried about who what somebody gonna bring to the table because I have my own table. Let's put our tables together and feast. I'm a teammate. I ain't dead weight. Nice knees. Let me get the hell off here. What nice knees? How would you know how my knees look? Oh damn. Oh, you don't know. Okay, I was about to say, tell me something. How you know what my knees are like? Oh, 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 goodness, goodness, goodness. Oh, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. Nice earlobes. Why, thank you. Oh, thank you. I've never had a earlobe and knee compliment in the same night. That's a heck of a combination. Not astral project to look at your knees. I'm done. Oh man. Okay. It's officially Smoke 30, y'all. I'm done. I catch everybody who's in membership tomorrow. I'm gonna answer my emails to everybody who's trying to book with me so that I can go ahead and get y'all booked. I'm not taking bookings this Friday and Saturday. I will start my bookings again on Sunday. I have a funeral to attend this week, so I don't want to give anybody, less of me than they deserve. So I want to make sure that when I come back to work, which will be on Sunday, that oh hey K Hill, thank you Yaya. Yeah, when I come back on Sunday, I'm back to my full capacity. So yeah, thank you for everybody's condolences. I'm just hoping that everybody act right because I promise you, I will be sitting there trying to eat my peppermints and keep my mouth closed. Now, I don't know what my eyebrows gonna do, but it's been an interesting week. So I love y'all. Good night. Many blessings to everybody. And finally, for the 59th time, I know I've been telling y'all good night for 10 minutes, but I'm finally out of here. Bye, y'all. You said get them nails off so you don't have to smack any. Nene, you better stop knowing me like that. Because everybody who's seen me was like, are you okay? Are those all for a reason? Ooh, it's okay. It's okay. Don't tell nobody else. Don't tell nobody else. Oh, God. Thank you, Yaya. I definitely need that. Thank you. Said it's your fault you got me tapping in. Listen, I can't even tell you it wasn't a thought. I can't. I promise you I can't. That's hmm. I'm whoever's in membership, I'll talk with y'all about it tomorrow. But bye y'all.